Thank you, Justine.
Online. On digital radio. And on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Mesdames et messieurs,
Good morning, everyone. It's Friday.
It's the most wonderful time.
I've checked.
Yes, the most wonderful time. Oh, the most wonderful time
This is London.
of the week.
Friday song to kick off with Gloria Laura Branigan. Oh, just had a girly chat, didn't we? Had a bit of crushed velvet. Penny's got her floor-length sweeping. It is a coat, but it's a bit like a cloak, and it's gorgeous. It's not quite brown, it's not quite red. What is it? What colour is that, Pen? It's a rusticy, browny, ready. It's very sort of Japanese maple. In transition, don't you think? I would say so. Yeah. Japanese maple. What's the actual word for the Japanese maple? Acer. The Aces. Of course, it's the Aces. Anyway, Penny Smith looks gorgeous. Come to London just to see her today. You know, you might not see, but it's worth the trip. It's worth the chance. Right, well, we got to get on, I suppose. We're here, and lots of guests are on the way. Stereophonics already here, ready to play 4 live songs for us later. We've got David Jason, Sir David Jason on the way. We've got Major Tim Peake coming in. Yes, he's an actual astronaut. Daisy Lowe's going to be here too. All very excited. It's very Friday-ish. In fact, no, it's not very Friday-ish. It's very Friday. Friday. Anyway, right. So Mary Merrilies here, firing up the text message machine, ready for the early entries into the final Good Morning Chris Club of the week, almost, of October, not quite. On the text 88291. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Pennies. Ankle length, gorgeous velvet crush thingy, which is getting better year on year. It's only 25 years, this coat. Gorgeous. James and Matt is here, digging into the email inbox, chris.evans@bbc.co.uk. Jazzy Jamie has his headset on, ready to take the calls. Billy the Kid is meeting and greeting our superstar guest, Justine, introducing Faster Sporting. Lynn's travelling. Miss Ellie is at the helm, leading the team all the way into the Halloween weekend. And Anthony's here, our studio manager, who was last working when? On the Tears for Fears concert last night until midnight. Lovely bit of scheduling there on the rota. He couldn't be more thrilled to be here just a few moments later. By the way, Tears for Fears, what a concert that was. 5 stars out of 5 for that performance.
But I was dying to get to you. I was dreaming while I drove the long straight road ahead. Yeah. Could taste your sweet kisses, your arms open wide. This fever for you was just burning me up inside. I drove all night to get to you. Is that alright? I drove all night, crept in your room, woke you from your sleep to make love to you. Is that alright?
What in this world keeps us from falling apart? No matter where I go, I hear the beating of our one heart. Think about you when the night is cold and dark. Yeah. No one can move me the way that you do. Nothing erases this feeling between me and you. I drove all night to get to you. Is that alright? I drove all night, crept in your room, woke you from your sleep to make love to you.
Is that alright?
I drove all
Taste your sweet kisses, your arms open wide. This fever for you is just burning me up inside. I drove all night to get to you. Was that alright? I drove all night, crept in your room.
Didn't like it when he first came out there. Do like it now. Roy Orbison, the Royal Philharmonic. And Ward Thomas. I think I've sort of been seduced by the ELO style strings there. You know, the cascading. Is it the fiddles that cascade? When I'm not talking, I can remember which ELO song that reminds me of. But obviously I am talking, so I can't. Right. Good morning, Chris. Please come to me in the club. Getting ready for an evening of star and sky watching in Brecon with my hubby. Let's hope it's not cloudy, says Carol Finch. Carol, I've just put a very special request in on your behalf, specifically to you, to Sarah Keith Lucas at the BBC Weather Centre to find out for you. We'll get back to you on that one. Good morning, Chris. Can I be in the club, please? Up early to put my Christmas decorations. Today, why? Well, here's why. For my Christmas jumper party tomorrow for my 50th birthday next week. Thank you. Love, Libby, in Twinkly Light Heaven in Northampton. Now, a friend of mine, he has on his own tree at home, which is not a big tree. It's not a small tree, but it's not a big tree. It's an average tree. It's about 6 foot. Maybe between 6 and 7 feet tall every year. On that, he puts 10,000 lights, because you can get really small lights that add up to 10,000 that fit on a normal tree. So I think we're going to go that way this year. Good morning, Chris. Please can my dad, Stephen K, be in the club? He's retiring after 41 years service at Durham University. A good innings, to say the least. Absolutely. Elliot K. Good luck to him, and well done. Alan says, hello, Chris. Going to be in the club as I drive to work for the last time on a Friday. From next week, Thursday becomes my new Friday. Well, good. Nice. Well, as you listen to the show regularly, I glean from your text, you'll know that Thursdays on this show is very much Friday anyhow. It's when it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Good morning, Chris. Good morning. Who's this now? Oh, this is funny. This has made us giggle. This has tickled us. Claire Hambridge. Good morning, Claire. Please, can we be in the club? We're planning a day trip to Whitby, our favourite place. Fantastic fish and chips, great views of the Abbey and town to enjoy, and we're going to start our Christmas shopping. Happy days. Now, you're definitely in the club, and we wish you well, and Whitby is indeed one of the most wonderful places on earth. But Claire, have you remembered, has it come to your attention it's Goth weekend this weekend there? Because from your text, we think you might not be aware of that.
The finest stars of the London stage are ready to celebrate another incredible year of theatre. But there's one thing left undecided.
The London Theatre Awards 2017.
Last year, you voted Jesus Christ Superstar as the winner of the BBC Radio 2 Audience Award for Best Musical at the London Theatre Awards. Now, it's time to decide who deserves this year's crown. The shortlist has been announced and voting is now open.
For terms and conditions and to cast your vote, head to the Radio 2 website.
Voting closes on Sunday, the 29th of October.
I'm not going to go to the website to vote. I'm just going to go and look at the terms and conditions. I love a bit of that. Love a bit of terms and conditions spotting. I form a club. Big Screen Belts time now. Today's chosen by Patrick Leach from Basildon in Essex. And he says this song is from the soundtrack to my all-time favourite film. The movie itself is a gritty gangster classic starring Al Pacino and Sean Penn. But this tune never fails to put me in a good mood and will definitely make you want to get up and dance this morning. Patrick's Big Screen Belter from the film Carlito's Way. I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure. Maybe I considered it once in a video shop. Casey and the Sunshine Band with That's the Way I Like It.
That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. That's the way I like it. When you take me by the hand, tell me you're loving me. When you give me all your love.
Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's the way I like it. 14 minutes to 7. Choose your big screen belter for this show. We're back on Monday, of course. bbc.co.uk/radio 2. Our pages and big screen belter. Yeah, sorry about that. Back on Monday. Sorry. You can't get rid of us. I think you have a couple of days solace between now and Christmas Eve. But that's about it, I'm afraid. Children Need Friday. We always take that off because we do the auctions Monday to Thursday, and frankly we're frazzled and a bit melted, and you've had more than enough of us by then. And then I think I'm off a week on Monday because that's the show after the London to Brighton Veteran car run, which we drive the buses for, Alex Jones and I, for Children Need. And you would not want us on the air the day after we do that because it's not good. Hi, Lynn.
Hello.
You all right?
I'm terribly well.
You can get your sweaty mitts off my hat, that's for sure.
I like that hat. I want that hat.
I know everybody
Having
likes
that hat.
Everybody
Want
likes
that
that
hat.
hat. That is the. I've worn a few hats in my time, but that's the biggest hit hat I've ever worn.
good hat.
That's the one that most people are trying to nick, including members of my own family.
In case you're wondering, it's basically a Toad of Toad Hall hat.
Yes, it is a bit
It's a
Toady
Toad
of
of Toad
Toad Hall,
Hall.
isn't it? And you can wear it in many ways. It's like
You've told me the secret way.
it's you tug
Like,
the
you tug it.
You tug the top.
Tug the top.
Tug the top to one side. Your preferred side, would that be the right or the left?
I don't mind.
Okay. Should we do? We need to tweet that somehow. We need to. Why don't we? Noah's available, isn't he? You're available for this. Okay. By the way, he's the chief knicker of the hat most days. He says,
a good
Dad,
hat.
you can have my baseball hat. Don't want your baseball hat. I want my classic British tweed hat. Thank you very much indeed. Good morning, Chris. Please, can I be in the club? You and the team. Here for me every day. Thank you for keeping me sane on the drive this week. I'm training to be a yacht captain and have been completing a medical course all this week before heading back out to sea, says Rich Dinham. Proper bloke. Tarpley in Cheshire.
Well, that's proper responsibility as well.
Yeah,
If the captain of the ship, you are in charge, mate.
Tarpley in Cheshire by Sea. Study that. Good morning, Chris. And the gang, can I be in the club? Yes, you can. Oh, by the way, there's one honk and another for the past and the present. Can I be in the early club as I check the surf every morning at 6:30 in Aberdeen for my surf school page? Also have my banana this morning. We'll have one back on us. Oh, my goodness me, I've lost all the bananas.
I'll be there.
Okay, this is the one that hasn't had a mention this morning.
Banana.
Thank you. There are others. Chris, we've been where? On the road since 4:30 this morning, on our way to Midland County's Championship Dog Show with 4 of our Border Terriers, Blue, Zilly, Frank and Meg, says Julie and Robert. And now, I'm intrigued about that because I wouldn't have thought, and I'm wrong, usually, about everything, and including this, that this is the time of year for dog shows.
They're going on all the time now,
Are
aren't
they?
I should think so,
Because there's a certain season for certain shows.
You're just thinking the big one, Crufts, You're just
No,
thinking
I was
that
just
one.
thinking because it's a bit muddier and it's a bit wetter and it's a bit colder, and it's usually an alfresco thing. I just thought a dog show would be sort of maybe spring, maybe late summer, but not verging and perching on November.
Ooh, well, we learn something every day.
Well, we learned yesterday there's a massive bee expo.
Ooh, lovely.
Now is the time for bees. There's a bee show on. And it's not for bees. Bees are allowed, but it's not for bees.
It's for people who kind of like
I think it's for beekeepers.
wrangle bees.
Yeah. People who have written to Santa for a new apiary for Christmas. Those kind of people.
They're not bees.
Anyway, to road or not to road?
Northumberland, probably not. The A69, it's been closed in both directions. There's a car on fire between Barden Mill and Hayden Bridge. M18 northbound, that's closed at Junction 6. Thorn, the queue's back on the M18, reached to Junction 5, which is the M180. M60 has a couple of lanes blocked. Of course, this is Manchester. It's an accident on the clockwise side. 13 to 14, that's Worsley to the M61. M3 southbound, that's closed by an accident from Junction 1, which is the A316 at Sunbury, through to Junction 2, which is the M25. You've got a breakdown on the M25, you're clockwise before Junction 6 at Godstone and the southern side of Penzance. There is an accident on the A30. It's at the Alverton Road exit. Back with more in half an hour.
Here we have the details. It's the National Honey Show, and it's being held at Sandown Park Racecourse in Esher in Surrey between yesterday and Sunday, 26th, 28th. Sorry, tomorrow. And it's the 86th.
Well, it's been going a long time, this
National Honey Show.
beekeeping lark.
Yeah, I know, but why haven't we done anything on the National Honey Show? Who doesn't want to go there?
It was ever since you did that whole thing about worker bees and it, how you got it completely
That wasn't
wrong.
me. That wasn't me.
He was wrong.
Look, it may have sounded like me and looked like me, and I may have been sitting opposite. Sorry, he may have been sitting opposite at the time, but it was not me.
All right, hey now, baby. Say, hey now, baby. So let's get one thing straight now, baby. Tell me if you love me or not, love me or not, love me or not. At the house on you, am I lucky or not, lucky or not, lucky or not? You gotta tell me if you love me or not, love me or not, love me or not. I'm wishing for you, am I lucky or not, lucky or not, lucky or not? for games? Are we too grown to play around? Young enough to chase, but old enough to know better.
Are we too grown to change? Are we too grown to mess around? Ooh, and I can't wait forever, baby. Both of us should know better.
Ooh, 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 I've been wishing for you. Ooh, ooh, try to do what lovers do. Ooh.
The dog show's inside Bingley Hall in Stafford, says Scoob. Thank you, Scoob. Going to get a text from Scoob about the dog show. Hi Chris, last day of a 4-day carp fishing session. Now it's pack down and go home to Steve and Ellie. Apropos, not really much, but nice to have you with us. Thank you very much indeed. Never been carp fishing. Rather than go carp fishing, I like to watch it on telly. Yes, I am so sad, so sad. A lot of people can't understand why people go fishing, mostly blokes, some women. And women are often more, actually, successful. I think the record for the biggest salmon caught in the UK is held by a woman, and she took that title over from a woman as well, to do with the pheromones. I think, well, that's the sort of angling rumour that I heard anyway. No, but I'm so sad. I'm very happy to watch blokes for hours on end on the telly whilst they're on their own carp fishing. Don't mind that.
I haven't. I don't think I've gone fishing at all.
Oh, really? Let's go fishing. Let's go fishing in the new camper van.
Yes.
Where do you want to go?
Anywhere there's fish.
No, that's not important. See, it's obvious you've not been fishing because it's actually not about catching fish. Some people say it is, but it's not really. Anyway, how are you?
It's about the weekend. It's about the experience.
It's about blokes being together and you know, just sort of exchanging emotions and stories and reassurance and love, perhaps, and friendship via osmosis, because we're not very good at communication. I mean, the only reason you and I talk is because we have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise we wouldn't.
No.
Isn't it good? More blokes should try it. Without having to, you know, watch a football match or being a pub or anything like that. How are you doing?
Yeah, very well, thanks.
You look very well.
Thanks.
So right, the 86th National Honey Show, promoting the highest quality honey and wax products with the International Classes Lecture Convention, workshops and beekeeping equipment trade show. This is one for you. It's on the way to, well, your house is on the way, Sundown Park Racecourse. It goes yesterday, today and tomorrow. And now it doesn't seem there are any bees there, but bees, I would presume, are allowed.
I would think they would,
and they
but,
could
you know,
just fly in.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have to go through any security.
No kind of,
like that,
and no kind of ticket procedures.
No. You know, it's their gig.
Yes.
It's like us in Carfest.
They'd get the biggest cheer.
Now I can see that you're espying something to do with Lewis Hamilton there in the Guardian, but I'm loving this back page headline, Bassos, in the Sun.
Oh, yes.
The annual Gunners Mayhem, the AGM, the annual Gunners Mayhem. They have had their annual meeting, their annual get together, and somebody important at Arsenal says, look, the issue is with Arsenal, we've overperformed.
Yes. We're punching above our weight.
What's that about?
Yes. So that would mean Arsenal are less sort of Anthony Joshua and kind of more Barry McGuigan.
Right. Okay. Why have they said that?
I don't know. That basically what happens is Gazidis and Wenger, they go up.
Who's Gazidis?
He kind of runs it.
Right.
And they all... they get a bit heckled. And the fans go, why haven't we won the league for a long time, despite spending loads of money?
Right.
Why doesn't Mesut Ozil run anymore? Why does Alexis Sanchez want to leave? Why haven't we won the league again?
Okay, enough of the Arsenal HM. It's blooming Friday morning, for heaven's sake. What are you looking at pictures of Lewis Hamilton for?
Well, because he'll probably win the World Drivers' Championship for the 4th time.
This weekend?
In Mexico City. This weekend, he just has to finish 5th.
That's
Whatever
all
happens, he has to finish 5th. It's pretty much in the bag. Anthony Joshua says these are the two big things that are happening this weekend. There's Lewis Hamilton in the Grand Prix, and there's Anthony Joshua fighting in Cardiff, and he says he's thinking like a challenger.
Cheers. Thank you. That's Vassos Alexander there. 3 to 7 to the news with Pink.
I can go for miles if you know what
Gideon, I'm right again about something. That's 3 times this year. Will I make it to 5 by Christmas? Miss Georgina W. Ballantyne on the River Tay still holds the UK salmon fishing record. Since 1922, the fish was £64. That's 29 kgs in new money. Chris up at Tunbridge Wells waiting for the gates to open to have a day carp fishing, says Mick in Gravesend. I'm going to take Vassos fishing. I'm going to take him fishing soon. There must be trout lakes around where we live. Never been, but I've seen the signs. Unless they're having us on. Right, Together We is 1 hour away from all the guests this morning on the show. We have Sir David Jason here. Major Tim Peake will be here. How about that? Daisy Lowe's going to be here too, and live music from the Stereophonic. In 1 hour from now. This is BBC Radio 2 online, on digital radio, and on 88 to 91 FM. It's Friday morning. Here's Justine Green.
BBC News at 7 o'clock on Friday, the 27th of October. Good morning. An investigation has found that a cyber attack which crippled parts of the NHS could have been prevented. A report says inadequate mental health services for young people in England could be putting lives at risk. And researchers say they've discovered a portrait of Mary, Queen of Scots, hidden behind another painting. An independent investigation has found that a cyber attack that crippled parts of the NHS in May could have been prevented if basic IT security measures had been in place. The National Audit Office said the health service was not prepared for the WannaCry attack, in which criminals froze NHS computers and demanded a ransom. Here's our technology correspondent Rory Cashland-Jones.
The National Audit Office says the hospitals infected by the ransomware had ignored a warning from NHS Digital to install a patch which would have protected them. The report says that as the NHS had not rehearsed for an attack, local hospitals didn't know who was in charge or who to contact. NHS England says staff went the extra mile to keep the impact on patients to a minimum. But Amyas Morse, the director of the National Audit Office, warned there were more serious cyber threats out there and the NHS needed to get its act together.
The Care Quality Commission has warned that mental health services for children in England are overstretched, fragmented and hard to access. A review ordered by the government found some youngsters had to wait 18 months for help. The Department of Health says it's investing an extra £1.4 billion in children's mental health services over the next 4 years. But one of the report's authors, Dr Paul Lelliard, said the situation could be putting lives at risk.
Very difficult to link our findings to actual deaths, but we do know that suicide is one of the leading causes of death in young people. What we do know is that waiting a long time or not being able to access a service when you need it inherently increases the risk.
Australia's coalition government has lost its majority in the lower house of Parliament after the country's High Court ruled that the Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce is ineligible to be an MP. Mr Joyce held dual citizenship when elected, which is banned under the Australian Constitution. He's since renounced his New Zealand citizenship and must now win a by-election in order to return to Parliament. The US government has released thousands of files relating to the assassination of President Kennedy, but President Trump has blocked the declassification of hundreds more documents. He said he had no choice but to accept the redactions on grounds of national security, following requests by the CIA and FBI. He's given them 6 months to make their case for not releasing the files. Spain's political crisis is likely to deepen today if, as expected, the Parliament backs a plan by the central government to remove some powers from the autonomous region of Catalonia. It's thought the Catalan Parliament may respond by declaring independence. Katia Adler reports from Barcelona.
Article 155 of the Spanish Constitution has never been used before, for good reason. Spaniards call it their government's nuclear option. But today, the Spanish Senate is expected to vote in favour of triggering Article 155 and stripping the region of Catalonia of its autonomous powers. The only way, insists the Spanish government, to calm the Catalan crisis. The Catalan leaders say it simply adds fuel to the fire, making it more likely that today will be the day they declare an independent Catalan republic.
French scientists say patients who have heart surgery in the afternoon are less likely to suffer complications than those who are treated in the morning. Their research, published in the Lancet Medical Journal, argues that the body clock means the heart is stronger during the afternoon than in the morning, making it more able to withstand the rigours of surgery. An unfinished portrait of a woman believed to be Mary, Queen of Scots, has been found hidden beneath another 16th century painting. The image was discovered following an X-ray examination of a work by the Dutch artist Adrian Vanson. Katrina Renton reports.
The chance discovery was made when the portrait of Sir John Maitland, then the second most powerful person in Scotland, was being X-rayed as part of a research project into artistic techniques. Underneath the layers of paint, a ghostly image of a woman's face and the outline of her dress and hat were revealed. The similarities to other pictures of Mary Queen of Scots, painted during the same period, are compelling. Mary Queen of Scots was forced to abdicate in 1567 and the next year fled to England, where she was imprisoned by her cousin Elizabeth until her execution in 1587.
And the weather after a chilly start. Most of the UK should be bright and largely dry. Top temperatures of 14 Celsius in London and Cardiff, 12 in Belfast and 11 in Edinburgh. BBC News, it's 7:05.
Thank you, Jess. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Radio Talk King, and we want to wish you all a very happy Friday morning. Happy Friday!
This is your wake-up call.
Yes, good morning, pals. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Friday. Last Friday for October, the 27th, 2017, and representing Chelmsford this morning, Janet Whitehead and the Sewing Sisters. Morning, Jan, are off to Duxford for the Autumn Quilt Festival. Looking forward to stocking up with bundles of brand new fabric. Representing Birmingham, SG Smallpage is set for a day of Halloween pumpkin carving with the Maloney family. Kids Tommy, Abby and Hannah are all taking on the creative challenges to create the scariest design. And in a mo, Sarah Keith Lucas with the BBC Ready to Breakfast Show weather live from a pumpkin festival in Yorkshire. I think so. Representing Horsham, Joanna Jones is packing her bags and heading to Dublin with her daughter Hannah for the International Baton Twirling Association competition. Come on, you bluebells! Today's show is dedicated to all UK anglers, and today's show is entitled Many Anglers' Biggest Worry is that one day, when they're not looking, their wives will try to sell their fishing gear for what they said they paid for it. Now, that could be interesting on the text for a while, couldn't it? What it cost and what I said it cost. Do you want to go there? It's up to you. What about this? So I bought 3 things today. Did you, darling? Yeah. These 2 were in the sale. Yeah, forget about those 2. What about the third? No, these 2 were in the sale. Tell me about the third.
Happy Friday, everyone.
I can take it back. Take it back. Meg and Thunder in My Heart, 7:10. Very Friday, very serious jogging. 4:15 this afternoon. Serious jogging, Steve, right in the afternoon. And Simon already warming up for his All Request Friday on a Thursday. He does one on a Thursday night just before he goes off the air to get himself ready for Friday. Did you know that? It's good, it's really good. And tonight also, 7 o'clock, Tony Blackburn's Golden Hour. Oh, music all the way, hey, from 4:15. Really is the gateway, the soundtrack to the weekend. Friday night is Music Night with Ken, 8 o'clock tonight. Shaken and Stirred, BBC Concert Orchestra. Playing music from The Third Man, The Avengers, and the James Bond 007 series, and Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. That's not going to be terrible, is it? Oh, it's going to be amazing. That takes you up to 10 o'clock. Sounds of the 70s with Sarah Cox playing the classic 80s hits, and this week it's Mega Mix featuring hits from 1989. All right, grown-ups, come on. The fanfare is yours for one more day only before the ankle biters, the smallies, reclaim it next week. 08000 288 291 if you're doing something for the first time today or over the weekend, especially if you're embarking upon a new passion, a new interest. You're dipping your toe into waters that you've dreamt about or thought about, or have been playing on your mind for a while. Hi, Chris. My dad started beekeeping this year, and he's already won some awards at the West Suffolk Honey Show this year. He'll be entering his honey in the National Show later on this year. He only has one hive, but hey, one hive is all it takes, it would seem. Although he's going to be asking for a new one for Christmas, says Tim from Barrow in Suffolk. All right, Sam Smith playing on this show 4 weeks today. Stereophonics playing today, but here's Sam with Pray.
I'm young and I'm foolish. I made bad decisions. I block out the news, turn my back on religion. Don't have no degree, I'm somewhat naive. I made it this far on my own, but lately that shit ain't been getting me higher. I lift up my head and the world is on fire. There's dread in my heart and fear in my bones, and I just don't know what to say. Maybe I'll pray. Maybe I'll pray. I have never believed in you, no, but I'm gonna pray. Find me in church, reading the Bible. I am still here and I'm still your disciple. I'm down on my knees, I'm begging you please. I'm broken, alone and afraid. I'm not a saint, I'm more of a sinner. I don't want to lose, but I fear for the winners. When I try to explain the words right away, here today, and I'm gonna pray. Maybe I'll pray for a glimmer of hope. Maybe I'll pray. I'm gonna, won't you call me? Can we have a one-on-one, please? Let's talk about freedom. Everyone prays in the end. Everyone prays in the end. Oh, won't you call me? Can we have a one-on-one, please? Let's talk about freedom. Everyone prays in the end. Everyone prays in the end.
Sam Smith, Pray. Lots of interviews with Sam in the paper today, over the weekend as well. So I'll be reading up on those. Ready for his visit here. He's going to play 4 live songs for us. 4 weeks today. Stereophonics here this morning, along with Stevie Jason, talking about his new book, Only Feels and Stories. It's a cracking read, it really is. I mean, his biography, which was out in 2013, was the last really big celeb biog. And the sales of the celeb biog sort of dropped off after that. So he sold 500,000 copies of that book, and Paul O'Grady, he sold like 600,000. Peter Kay sold like a gazillion or something. But this new book is all the stories that he sort of couldn't fit in his bio because he had to tell the story of his life. But, of course, he has all these amazing stories, and these are just some of those. I'm sure he's got more in him. It's a lovely read. It really is a lovely read. Tim Peake's going to be here as well, Major Tim Peake. Of course, he spent 6 months in space. He's the first Brit to ever embark upon a spacewalk. He was out there for 4.5 hours. And his new book is called Ask an Astronaut, which is a great idea. And all the proceeds from this book, all the profits, like his first book, go to the Prince's Trust. So, and it's again a fascinating book, great book for Christmas, you know. So they're going to be in talking about those things. Daisy Lowe has entered the world of podcasting, which I'm very interested in. I mean, we have podcasts, but they're bolted together from things that have already been broadcast. But now there's this whole podcast world where you put together original material and it goes out as a podcast, and that's it, you know. It's very much the radio equivalent or the audio equivalent of Netflix or Amazon and things like that, you know. You can listen to things where you want, when you want, how you want, blah, 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 blah. That's going to be good. And live music from the Stereophonics. All right, so we have some weather on the way from Sarah Keith Lucas. But first of all, what's it cost and what you said it cost? This is funny. Bought a chainsaw. Told my wife it was 40 quid, which it was, says Mick in Atherstone, but that was per month for 12 months. Left the last bit off. Fishing kit. I like the sound of you, Julia. Julia, I love you. If you listen to my partner, Carl, all his fishing kit is just 99p each on the internet. Bless you, Carl. What else is going on here? Morning, Chris. Rething's not costing what you tell your better half. I told my better half that my new mountain bike was £2,000 in the sale. Real price £3,500. When did bikes become so expensive? Other things, widescreen tellies used to be about £1 million, and now they're about 50p, aren't they? But bikes have gone the other way. Why is that? And why did we march on Parliament? How come bikes are thousands of pounds now? How did that happen? And why did that happen? Like coffee. You know, 3 quid for a cup of coffee, 4 quid for a cup of coffee. Anyway, one of the girls who works on the show Behind the Glass here says that what she does, if she's buying something quite expensive that may cause a bit of a ruffle in the domestic situation, is she buys things way ahead of time when she realises she's going to use them, and then she puts them in the wardrobe, and then when she gets them out and her partner says, new? Oh, I've had it ages. So technically it isn't new, but she's never worn it before. And she says that sort of, in some way, heads off the argument. Very wise. I think she's a very wise lady. All right, weather-wise. Good morning, Sarah. Where are you?
Good morning, Chris. I'm live this morning from the Hebden Bridge Pumpkin Festival, a 6-day event with lots of amazing pumpkin carving going on here.
And what about the skies over Wales?
Well, I'll start with the forecast for Brecon this evening. For stargazing, it is looking clear and dry, but I think during the second half of the night, then cloud will increase. But across the country today, well, it is a sparkling sort of day. Fine and dry across England and Wales after quite a fresh start. Some mist and some fog patches to watch out for, particularly for southern and western parts. They should clear quite quickly. Just the odd shower affecting coastal East Anglia, but most of us are dry with light winds and plenty of sunshine today. It will feel cooler than of late though, with highs of 12 to 15 degrees. For Scotland today, most places should stay dry and settled. Cloudier skies and breezy conditions will affect the far north, with lighter winds and sunnier skies further south. For the Northern Isles, though, a few showers and gales developing later in the day, with temperatures around 11 or 12 degrees. For Northern Ireland, today's weather will remain dry and bright with some sunshine, light winds, though it feels quite cool at around about 11 or 12 degrees. Now tonight, the winds will pick up across the country, particularly for Scotland where gales are likely. Cloud builds tonight and brings rain to the far northwest. Overnight lows of around 5 to 10 degrees. And what about the weekend? Well, Saturday's a windy day for all parts, especially further north. There'll be some sunshine for central and southern parts of England, with cloudier skies elsewhere. Bit of drizzly rain in the far north and west. Now, Sunday will be a colder feeling day, but the winds will be lighter and there'll be more sunshine around too. Just a few isolated showers towards the east, and we will see a return to overnight frosts.
Thank you, Sarah. 6-day pumpkin festival. Nice, isn't it? 20/7. So as we're getting more texts here about covert costs, it seems to be the principal villains are fishermen and cycle enthusiasts. They seem to be sharing the burden of this, because it's not just the fishermen that have that fear. We cyclists do too. I leave the lower price catalogues lying around at home. This is such planning. Just like my wife, you know, if she sort of chances a glimpse or a glance of something, she says, oh, well, they're not that expensive. But I never buy anything from these magazines. She thinks my bike costs a few £100. Of course, my road bike was a couple of grand, says Gary in Cornwall.
I had an absolute belief that my destiny was in music, and it wasn't to be a shrinking violet.
His music connected with generations, astounding both his fans and his fellow recording artists.
On BBC Radio 2, Kirsty Young presents George Michael's final interview,
frankly recounting his life of wild success and adulation.
For anyone who had a clue about any kind of symbolism, I was coming out.
Alongside the heartache and tragedy that inspired some of his greatest work.
George Michael, The Red Line, beginning Wednesday night from 10.
On BBC Radio 2.
Well, look who it is. Today's On This Day, for the 27th of October, comes to us courtesy of a top TV presenter. She's absolutely massive in the US. And the host of Sky One's Singing SmackDown, continuing tonight at 9pm with Sing Ultimate a Cappella. It's the captivating Kat Deely. Good morning, Kat.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, it's over to you.
On this day in 1986, Australian soap Neighbours premiered on British television. In 1858, Roland Macy opened Macy's department store in New York. It was his 8th attempt at opening a successful business in America. In 1968, the 19th Olympic Games closed in Mexico City. Great Britain finished with 5 gold, 5 silver and 3 bronze medals. In 1988, E.T. was released on home video. 14 million people had pre-ordered the film. And finally, in 1982, Prince's album 1999 was released, featuring the single Little Red Corvette and his first UK Top 40 hit, the title track, 1999.
Thank you, Kat. Lovely to hear from Kat again. 7:22 now. Here is Prince, 1999. Enjoy. There's news about Prince today in the paper, I think. Doesn't his museum at Paisley Park open this week? I think it might do. Oh, even better, it's coming to the UK. A museum roadshow.
Trying to run from the
1999. And his Museum Roadshow opens today at the O2, apparently. All right. Chris, I have a mirror. I love it so much. And when I drove past the mirror shop, I saw the mirror for the first time on sale for 32 quid. Oh,
Hey.
what a bargain, I thought to myself. Says Julia, had to get it. When I came to pay, I'd misread the cost, and it was £320. Too embarrassed to say, oh, I paid for it anyhow. Oh, my goodness me. And then I got home, got out my marker pen, crossed out the 320, and just said £85 bargain on it. Seemed to work.
Didn't eat for a week.
Morning, Chris. My fella is converting a camper van. A van into a camper van. So far, he says it cost about 500 quid. Funny enough, I'm not convinced, as all the parcels are delivered to my workplace and I have to sign for them. Says another Julie. Right, Simon says here, my wife buys boots, puts them under the bed. She has no idea I know this. She does this so they get dusty. Then she brings them out and claims she's had them for ages. I've been going along with it for years.
Okay. No, that's a healthy relationship, I feel.
It is.
That's working.
Dust can be so handy sometimes. In the right place. I love this one. I love all these. They're so funny. Lindsay in Chatham says, my partner Tony never has the covert spend issue, as we both fish and we both go mountain biking. However, his biggest problem is the dual upgrade, because whenever he upgrades, I upgrade too. So he has to back off now and again with the upgrades because he has to pay for both of them. Right, Lindsay, thank you so much for those. We'll have a bit of chat. Probably.
Northumberland, A69, closed in both directions. There's a car fire between Barden Mill and Hayden Bridge. Accident in Bradford. It's blocked. Shipley Airedale Road, the A650, northbound at Croft Street. M18 northbound, that's closed at Junction 6 Thorn. Queues back along the M18 to Junction 5, the M180, an accident there. M60, one lane closed, another accident. This one's clockwise, 13 to 14, Worsley to the M61. Those queues reaching to the Eccles interchange at Junction 12. If you're on the M3, I'm afraid it's closed southbound. There's an accident between Junction 1, the A316 at Sunbury, to Junction 2, the M25, and the N11 northbound delays Junction 8 Stansted Airport to 9, the A11 is partly blocked by an accident. Also, the M25, 2 lanes blocked, accident clockwise. Before you get to Junction 25, the A10, the queues are to Junction 24, Potters Bar. It's also really slow anti-clockwise towards the scene. Back with more in half an hour.
Thank you, Lynn. Grown-ups get a fanfare this week. Gary's here. Good morning, Gal.
Well, hello there, Chris, and good morning.
Good morning. You sound like a happy chappy. I'm presuming it all went well. Gary with a double R from Fakenham in Norfolk. What did you do for the first time ever yesterday?
I took my beloved Triumph Herald for his MOT for the first time in 30 years, Chris.
All right, so you're Gary, he's George. How did it all go?
It went very well indeed, Chris. It passed.
OK, any advisories at all?
No, but George was so excited at the fact he passed, he pulled his track rod ends, so he's got to have those adjusted.
OK, but that'll be it. OK, so were you mildly surprised? Obviously, you were overjoyed.
Well, like I said to you yesterday, Chris, I thought it would have been the brakes because I didn't have a servo fitted to it, so I thought that it would be dodgy. But no, it all turned out perfectly okay.
So George is all set, but it's November and you love him and he's a classic. So are you going to brave the autumn roads? Almost the winter roads nowadays in the dark nights and darkness.
Absolutely. I mean, it won't be coming out in the wet because it's a beautiful condition. But I will get the mileage up so it's all running and ready to go for the spring.
Right, now, Gary, you haven't sent us a photo, and I thought you might because, you know, like all parents that are proud of their children, they can't show enough photos. I just thought today I would, because this happens, you know, sometimes when they bring the yellow sheet through for the fanfare, they bring photos that are sent. I just thought vicariously we'd get a photo of George, when we haven't.
Chris, I'm deeply sorry. I just didn't think. I've been so excited. I mean, yesterday...
Lynn, what do you reckon?
Oh, Gary, this is really disappointing. This is terrible. I'm really disappointed in you, Gary.
Oh, good heavens, you've made my morning. I spoke to Lynn. Blimey.
Really, Gary, you need to up your bar
Gary.
on that one.
I knew this was what it's all about with you. It was just... I'm just a bridge to Lynn, that's all I am.
Yeah.
Chris, I promise I will send you one. Okay?
Don't
I'll
give
send
me
you one
Chris,
later.
Chris.
I've got to go to the Norwich Ale Festival today, so when I get back from there, I'll send you one tomorrow.
So are you taking George to the Ale Festival?
No, I'm not. No.
Oh, you should.
He needs a drink.
I mean,
don't
bring him back home.
I don't want to leave him unattended out in the open. He's got to be garaged. But I am taking him to France next year with my brother Mark. We're going to pay our respects to the war graves, which I've always wanted to do. So we're going to book accommodation, and George is going to go up, well, either on the channel or on the ferry.
That's a good trip, isn't it? A lot of my pals have done that. I've never done that. That is an excellent
Absolutely.
trip. Okay,
Yeah, lots of trips up to the coast to Wales with my lovely partner Lisa and all that sort of thing. So he'll be getting out and about plenty of times.
How does Lisa feel about Lynn all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about Lisa.
She won't mind. She knows. She doesn't mind.
She won't mind.
No.
I think she might, actually.
say that.
She won't mind. She won't mind. Will she?
Well, Lisa will probably give Lynn a call and have words. So let's say that.
All right, steady.
I sense a sending panic in your voice all of a sudden. All right, Gary Marcus, I've had a 10.
Well, it's got to be 10, Chris.
Got to be 10. There you go, pal. Well done. No advisories. Very good. Right, Shalene's here now. Good morning, Shalene.
Good morning, Chris.
Morning,
Hello.
Shalene. Would you like to say hello to Lynn?
Hello, Shalene.
I'd love to say hello to Lynn. Good morning, Lynn.
I don't know why I bother.
Neither do we, but there we are.
Shalene, we've never had a Shalene before. Lovely name, Shalene.
No, there are not many of us in the world.
All right, St Leonard's on Sea in East Sussex is where Shalene is calling from. She's 50 years young. What are you doing for the first time ever today?
I am getting behind the wheel of an HGV truck.
Right, okay.
I can't wait.
How come? Is this the beginning of a journey that will see some kind of licence achieved?
I do hope so. It's an absolute lifelong ambition of mine. As a little girl, I used to climb up into the cab with my dad, and you know what it's like when you're a child? It's like climbing Everest.
It is indeed,
And I have dreamed of getting behind the wheel myself. I've got 3 fantastic friends, Lizzie, Sharon and Sally, and they have made this possible in my 50th year. So this, I hope, will be the start of me getting my HGV licence, and who knows, trucking into my, greying years.
So you might actually take it up once you achieve your licence?
No, yeah, absolutely. My dad obviously had his HGV licence all his life, and when he retired, he drove HGVs to supplement his pension.
Right.
Something I could certainly do and would love to do.
Good for you. Well, I'm very excited on your behalf. Shalene,
Thank
can't
you.
wait to talk to you on Monday.
Well, yes, but unlike Gary, I'm going to send you a photograph.
Yes, well, I was expecting photographs. So, to be honest,
I will send you a photograph.
That's why I sort of mentioned it on the air. And by the way, you said my dad obviously had his HGV. Why would your dad obviously have his HGV?
I don't know.
Well, my dad, obviously.
Well, he was that sort of guy. Of course he was going to have his HGV. He could do everything, my dad.
HGV genes run in the family. Well, good for you,
You're right.
Shalene. Good for you. Come back on Monday, and we do want those photos. Thanks so much.
I would love to, and we'll send them. Have a good weekend, Chris.
Ta-da.
Have a good weekend, Lynn.
Thank you,
Bye.
Shalene.
All right with the Lynn thing, okay?
Bye, Shalene.
Do you want to introduce the headlines?
No, I wouldn't dare.
Okay. Here's Justine. That was Lynn. They'll both be back in a mo.
The BBC News headlines are just gone 7:30. The National Audit Office says the cyber attack, which paralysed parts of the NHS in May, was possible because some hospitals and GP surgeries had ignored instructions to install security updates on their computers. The NHS said it had learned lessons after hackers locked computers and demanded ransoms. A health watchdog says children with mental health problems in England are waiting an extremely long time for treatment. The Care Quality Commission found that 4 in 10 mental health services for children were failing. Australia's High Court has disqualified the Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce from office because he held dual citizenship with New Zealand when he was elected as an MP. The government has now lost its majority in Parliament, although Mr Joyce has renounced his New Zealand citizenship and is likely to win his seat again at a by-election. President Trump has declassified almost 3,000 documents related to the assassination of John F. Kennedy in 1963, but he decided to keep hundreds of other files secret at the request of security agencies. And the weather, after a chilly start, most of the UK will have a sunny day. Those are the BBC headlines. Our next news at 8.
Justine
Morning.
Green. So H in Bristol says, my wife has no interest in bikes as long as I keep coming home on the same white bike I've had for years, and she assumes that's the only one in my life.
Oh, secret bikes.
Unbelievable.
Where's he stashing them? What's going on?
No idea. Right, today's Golden Oldie, no longer a secret.
No, today's is chosen by June Kerr from St Andrews in Fife, and she says, my 80-year-old mum Margaret and I love this song because it reminds us of my dad Robert. In 1959, she fell head over heels in love when he whisked her off on the back of his scooter to go dancing, and this will forever be their record. The track that takes June back is Susan Morn. with Bobby's Girl.
Cheers. Sing along a golden oldie. Those is the rules on a Friday. Here we go.
I wanna be Bobby's girl. I wanna be Bobby's girl. That's the most important thing to me. And if I was Bobby's girl, if I was Bobby's girl, what a faithful, thankful girl I'd be. When people ask of me, what would you like to be? Now that you're not a kid anymore. Not a kid anymore. I know just what to say. I answer right away. There's just one thing I've been wishing for. I wanna be Bobby's girl. I wanna be Bobby's girl. That's the most important thing to me. And if I was Bobby's girl, if I was Bobby's girl, what a faithful, thankful girl I'd be. Each night I sit at home, hoping that he will phone. But I know Bobby has someone else. Not a kid anymore. Still in my heart I pray there soon will come a day when I will have him all to myself. I wanna be Bobby's girl. I wanna be Bobby's girl. That's the most important thing to me.
Susan Moore and Bobby's Girl.
And if I was
I'm going to play that especially for Emma, Phil's girl, getting married this weekend.
Bobby's girl,
See you soon, guys. Can't wait.
what a faithful, thankful girl I'd be.
Never been on the train that far. Straight after the show.
Faithful, thankful girl.
Rucksacks packed. Right, you got us on a run here. Bobby's Girl, a bit more Dave Edmonds. Bobby's Girl to Girls Talk. Where should we go next on a similar theme? It's Friday morning, everyone.
There are some things you can't cover up with lipstick and powder. But I heard you mention my name. Can't you talk any louder? Don't come any closer. Don't come any nearer. My vision of you can't come any clearer. Oh, I just wanna hear girls talk.
covert costs. These are hilarious. They're hilarious. So far, we're seeing the biggest proponents of fake costs, fake news back at home, over what their passion cost them. Definitely began with anglers of the UK and then cyclists of the UK. Golfers now pretty much getting a look in there. Musicians as well. I'll save these for when Lynn and Vass are here, because if they tickle them half as much as they tickle me, that would be worth hearing those giggles on the radio. Right, okay, so we've bobbied girls. We've girl talked. Should we My Girl now? I think so.
My girls mad at me. I didn't want to see the film tonight. I found it hard to say. She thought I'd had enough of her. Why can't she see? She's lovely to me, but I like to stay in and watch TV on my own every now and then. My girl's mad at me. Been on the telephone for an hour. We hardly said a word. I tried and tried, but I could not be heard. Why can't I explain? Why do I feel this pain? 'Cause everything I say she doesn't understand. She doesn't realise. She takes it all the wrong way. My girl's mad at me. We argued just the other night. I thought we got it straight. We talked till it was light. I thought we'd agreed. I thought we talked it out. Now when I try to speak, she says that I don't care. She says I'm unaware, and now she says I'm.
So there you got your madness. This afternoon, 4:15, Serious Jockin', Steve Wright. 3 till 5, All Request Friday with Simon Mayer. You can call Simon. Get on the air. Tell him what you're doing, what you're up to, who you're doing it with, and what song you'd like to hear. And then 7 o'clock, The Gold Now with Tony Blackburn. And then we have Friday night is Music Night with big songs from big sort of mystery spy kind of things, you know, exciting things like that. I should read it. From music from the Avengers and Bond and, hang on a second, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Good stuff till 10. And then Sharon Cox, Sounds of the 80s. Right. Tears for Fears played live in concert last night with Joe Wiley right here on Radio 2. At the BBC Radio Theatre. Now, we thought it was going to be good, but it was off the charts, off the scale. Anthony, who's here this morning with us, twiddling with our bells and our whistles and our faders, and in charge of stereophonic sound later on, was actually engineering that concert as well. He's barely been to bed. He's our 24-hour party person, and he says it was as good, if not better, as it sounded on the radio in the room. How did it sound if you didn't hear it? Find out after this.
Hello, I'm Greg James.
And I'm Dottie.
We're here to tell you that on Friday nights on BBC One...
You'll just
want to have fun and get rowdy. Right, so let's get... on the pavement.
Exactly.
Then again, we could just say that it's a brand new music show featuring your favourite artists and some unique performances.
Plus sketches and loads more.
It's also live, so who knows what will happen.
I kiss you once, a kiss, kiss. Well, that isn't going to happen.
Sounds like Friday night. Starts tonight at 7:30 on BBC One.
7:45. So last night, Tears for Fears, Head Over Heels, Radio 2. This happened live for us and now for you. last night. We can't believe it. It's so good, isn't it? Tears for Fears. If you were there, you were very lucky. Very lucky indeed. And they've just announced a tour, a European tour, and my goodness me, we're on bended knee trying to get them to play Carfest, believe me. Mixed by Guy, who works on the show from time to time, gorgeous guy. Ably assisted by Anthony, who's here this morning. But he was here till midnight last night, weren't you, Anne? In the BBC Radio Theatre. Now, there are 4 more live in concerts, and the next one is on Monday. So here we go again. Are you ready for this? Text the word live to 88291 if you are prepared to cancel your day. Hang on. Sorry, I thought he was going to come back. Cancel your day. He does on the record. For your Cancel Your Day giveaway on Monday to see Nile Rodgers and Chic. That's not bad, is it?
He's lovely.
I know, he's lovely and he's quite talented.
Yes.
On the text 88291, text the word live to 88291 if you can cancel your day if we call you spontaneously on Monday morning because they're playing live on the radio with Joe again in concert 8 o'clock Monday night. So text the word live to 88291 if you want to be there. Sue Mayhew did that over Tears for Fears and attended with her hubby last night. We're trying to track Sue down to see what she thought of the concert. I know she's a huge Tears for Fears fan anyhow. And she quite likes the show.
Oh, good. That's good.
And she answered her phone in a record half a ring. We let your phone ring for 7 rings, and then we call someone else if you don't answer. We won't talk about Mike from the Northeast. But so many people asked me about Mike yesterday on my travels. All right, this is hilarious. It's about covert costs. We just threw it out there at 7 o'clock. It's brilliant. This is the last of these before the guests pitch up on the show this morning. Chris, don't forget about us car fanatics. My greatest fear is if I die, my wife will sell my classic car and all the tools for how much I told her I paid for them, says Jason on the way to work. I wonder if it's double or triple or quadruple or...
Probably.
I wonder what it is. It's times 100. Probably times 100.
She'll sell them for how much I told her I paid for them.
He said it only cost...
or a bit more.
Yeah, he said it was 1,500. I got 2,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
If he was only here to see it.
Yeah, he'd be thrilled.
Hi, Chris. I keep my old head covers. This is good. I keep my old head covers for the golf clubs to mask the new £400 drivers underneath them, says Gareth. My wife thinks I've had the same clubs for years. Nope. Hi, Chris and the gang. You need to add photographers to the list of people who undervalue their equipment purchases to the other house, says Paul in Liverpool on the way to Weston-super-Mare. Just listening to the show. Kick the fishing gear and bikes into touch. Mate, it's the cost of video games. If Bev only knew the half of it. I'm going to leave it there. Bev? Good morning. If you're in Norwich, back to Simon. Right, morning, Chris. I love the white bike text because this guy just used to buy another white bike, the next new white bike, and because it was white and his wife only saw it sort of briefly.
Didn't really take
every
notice.
Night.
It's the white bike.
She used to change his white bike all the time. We do the same with horses. And my dad has never noticed, says Jess. We only ever buy brown ones.
It's a big brown thing in the field. It's the same one, isn't it?
Do you want some more?
Yeah.
Okay, these are great. Brian says, on the Hidding costings, when we bought our cottage in North Yorkshire around 10 years ago, I got myself a rather swish ride-on mower, which was just shy of £4,000. When my wife inquires, I said it was 900 quid, but reduced to 700 in the sale. She said, although it was a lot of money, I did very well to make a good saving. That's a bit too conniving. That's over-conniving. You could write murder mystery novels, Brian, seriously. Rich, this is a good one. My drummer mate managed to successfully sneak in an entire drum kit into the house simply by ensuring that it was the same colour as the old one.
The colours are big.
We're learning stuff, aren't we?
Yeah, or drum by drum. Yeah. And this is finally from Graham. A friend of mine told his wife that he won his new bike in a competition. We knew the owner of the bike shop and we even got him to take a photo with us outside the shop with my mate holding a fake winning ticket.
You're kidding. That's murder mystery stuff as well.
It is.
And that my friend at the start of the text.
Oh, do you not think?
Right, tell us. Yeah, good. Tell us your theory about cycling enthusiasts.
All cyclists will agree that the correct number of bikes to own is the number of bikes you currently own plus 1, or the number of bikes that would result in divorce minus 1.
Okay, and that's been proven as a formula. I think Stephen Hawking got all over that at one point in his life. Right, sport, please.
Right, then, the first up this morning, the Rugby League World Cup. It kicks off shortly. First match to whet our appetite. Australia against England. And England hoping to beat the Aussies for the first time since 1995.
Intercepted here now then. Matic to
Let's hear from England's best player then, Sam Burgess, superstar in Sydney where he plays his club rugby. He's back in a League World Cup.
We've all dreamt about winning the World Cup. You need the ambition to be able to go and win a World Cup. You're not just going to sit around and not think about it, and you have to sort of visualise it, but to remain focused you have to then bring yourself back and be present and understand what it takes to win.
England-Australia kicks off at 10 a.m. our time. It's live on BBC Two. Next up, who next? For Rangers. They're looking for another new manager this morning, so we put a call into the former Rangers boss Ali McCoist, and he wants Walter Smith and Graham Souness to return to Ibrox.
The best man for the job, and the best man for the job should get the job. Of that, there's no doubt. David Moyes obviously has a fantastic pedigree, as has Gordon. But why not go the whole hog? Why not go and get somebody like Walter Smith and Graham Souness to take it over just now until they decide on what they want to do? Because certainly those two would have the qualities as bringing a bit of respect, a bit of protocol and a little bit of class back into a football club.
Now, the draw for the quarterfinals of the EFL Cup, frankly, total shambles. A technical problem meant the draw was almost 2 hours late when they eventually broadcast it. Bristol City were out at home against Manchester United. It'll be Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, Bournemouth and Leicester, Manchester City. Also this weekend, Lewis Hamilton aiming to win the World F1 title in Mexico.
Thank you, Bess. Here's Lynn.
Northumberland, the A69 is closed in both directions. It's after a car fire between Bardon Mill and Hayden Bridge. There's an accident in Bradford which has closed Shipley Airedale Road. That's the A650. It's closed the northbound side at Croft Street. And if you're on the M18, very good news. The northbound side is reopened at Junction 6, Thorn, following an accident, although there was a bit of a queue on the approach. Accident on the clockwise M60, Junction 13 to 14. Worsley to the M61 has also been moved to the side. Again, it's been back to Junction 12, though. M3 southbound was closed by an accident. It has now reopened. This is Junction 1, the A316 at Sunbury, to Junction 2, the M25. M11 northbound, Junction 8 at Stansted Airport to 9, the A11 now blocked. And the M25, 2 lanes taken out, an accident clockwise before Junction 25, the A10 at Enfield. The queues are to Junction 23. If you're 23 is the A1. If you're anti-clockwise, it's slow from Junction 27, which is the M11. Also an accident on the M25 clockwise at Junction 5, the M26 queues to Junction 4, Orpington, 1 lane closed there. And once you get past that, there's a breakdown on the M25. It's clockwise before Junction 6 at Godstone. 1 lane is closed. I'll be back with more in about half an hour.
All right, thank you so much, Liam. Once again, if you want to go and see Nile Rodgers and Chic right here live in concert on Monday, please text the word live to 88291. T's and C's available via the BBC Radio 2 website. Go there now to check out those, because it's a good read. It's a really good read. Yeah.
Raindrops splash rainbows. Perhaps some
on the show, we have Tim Peake talking about his new book, Ask an Astronaut, which is fab. So David Jason will be here talking about his new book too, Only Feels and Stories. Daisy Lowe's going to be here. She has just embarked upon a journey, diving headfirst, getting straight and right stuck into the world of podcasting. And some outfit called the Stereophonics will be here too, we understand. Celebrating their 10th album. Ooh. All right, boys?
Yeah. Are we on?
Well, yeah, no, I'm just saying hello.
Oh, right.
Just to prove you're here. And they're about to sound check during the news. This is BBC Radio 2. We are online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM. It's Friday morning. It's guest time. It's live music time. Don't go anywhere.
BBC News at 8 o'clock on Friday, the 27th of October. Good morning, this is Justine Green. An official report says basic IT security measures could have prevented a cyber attack that crippled parts of the NHS. Inspectors say children are being failed by mental health services in England. And the competition watchdog is to investigate whether hotel booking websites are failing to offer consumers the best possible deals. An investigation has found that a malware attack that crippled parts of the NHS in May could have been prevented. The National Audit Office said the health service was not prepared for the WannaCry attack, in which criminals demanding a ransom froze computers at 81 health trusts and almost 600 GP surgeries. The head of the NAO, Sir Amias Morse, said any planning there had been to deal with an attack hadn't filtered down to the hospitals.
Some work had been done on a national cyber response plan in the NHS, but that hadn't been well communicated to all of those local bodies. And in some cases, organisations had to resort to telephone and paper and pen and apps such as WhatsApp in terms of communicating with others.
A government-ordered review of mental health services for children in England has found that thousands of youngsters are not getting the support they need. Inspectors from the Care Quality Commission concluded services were too fragmented and hard to access. More details from Rob Sissons.
The Care Quality Commissioners warned lives could be being put at risk because of an overstretched system. Some youngsters have had to endure 18-month waits for help. The CQC also says access to specialist care and support varies a lot across England, and it heavily criticises crisis care. Though many services are described as good, once people access them, 40% need to improve. The Department of Health says it's investing an extra £1.4 billion in children's mental health services over the next 4 years.
Australia's High Court has ruled that the country's Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce should be disqualified from office because he held dual citizenship at the time of the last election. The verdict has cost the Australian government its one-seat majority in Parliament. Mr Joyce has since renounced his New Zealand citizenship and will face a by-election to try to regain his seat. The competition watchdog is to investigate websites which allow travellers to search for and book hotel rooms. The Competition and Markets Authority said it wanted to find out if people were being misled or paying too much. Here's Simon Gompertz.
70% of people looking online for hotels use websites such as Booking.com, Expedia, LastMinute.com and many others to search for rooms and compare the deals on offer. The CMA doesn't have evidence of wrongdoing, but it's decided to investigate whether the order search results are ranked in could be influenced by commissions being paid, whether discounts are as big as they're made out to be, and whether there are hidden charges. There's also concern that the information which is often displayed about how many people are looking at a room or how long a price may be available can amount to pressure selling.
President Trump has ordered the release of almost 3,000 files on President John F. Kennedy's assassination in 1963, but the release of hundreds of other documents has been blocked, at least for the time being, because of national security concerns. The Spanish Senate is today expected to approve government plans to reduce the powers of the region of Catalonia. The Catalan authorities say such a move would worsen the political crisis, making a declaration of independence by the regional parliament more likely. 2 people have been arrested by police investigating the disappearance of a woman from Inverclyde. Margaret Fleming was last seen in public at a family gathering in 1999. A 76-year-old man and a 57-year-old woman are expected to appear at Greenock Sheriff Court later today. It's understood they're Ms Fleming's carers, Edward Kearney and Avril Jones. A large collection of film and television memorabilia seized from a drug dealer has been sold at auction. Bids came in from around the world for the items, which included vehicles and props. James Shipham reports.
The collection was seized by police under proceeds of crime legislation after Martin Fillery was convicted of conspiracy to produce Class B drugs and money laundering. He was one of 3 men who turned a nuclear bunker in Wiltshire into a cannabis factory. Among the items which went under the hammer last night was a BMW car used in the film Back to the Future 2, which sold for £20,000, and a replica Batboat, identical to that in the 1960s Batman TV series, which went for £15,000. A Star Wars Stormtrooper uniform fetched just under £2,500. All of the money raised will be given to the courts.
And the weather after a chilly start, most of the UK should be bright and largely dry. Top temperatures of 14 Celsius in London and Cardiff, 12 in Belfast and 11 in Edinburgh. BBC News, it's 8:05.
Thank you, Justine Green.
Online, on digital radio and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Here we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have an astronaut in our studio. And we couldn't be more excited.
How do you like your eggs in the morning?
I like that with a kiss.
Tim Peake is next.
Happy Friday, everyone.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you. These days are happy days. These days are share them with me. Goodbye, gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. Feels so right, it can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. Saturday, what a day. Grooving all week with
Well,
you.
we couldn't be more excited, seriously. An actual astronaut in the studio. No, not a day tripper, you know. He was there for 6 months, for heaven's sake. I mean, it's a proper astronaut.
These happy days are yours and mine. These happy days are yours and mine. Happy
On the
days.
way, David Jason, Daisy Lowe, Stereophonics sounding good, aren't they? Yes, very good indeed. Their 10th album out today. They're playing 4 live songs for us in a mo. But first of all, he's the first British astronaut to walk in space, and therefore also the last, currently. And his mission to the International Space Station captivated the imagination of the nation. Now he's answering all our curious questions in his new book, Ask an Astronaut. Please welcome the inspiring rocket man, Major Tim Peake. Morning, Tim.
Good morning, Chris.
So great to meet you. I know we've talked on the phone before, but we've never met. It's really, really nice to meet you in real life.
Likewise, it's brilliant to be here in the studio this time.
Well, you are more than welcome. Enjoy your morning here. This book is marvellous. It's wonderful. Now, it's your second book. The first one goes down, I think, in history as the fastest-selling UK science book of all time. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And you gave all the money away, didn't you?
I did. I thought the Prince's Trust is a fantastic
It
charity,
is.
and I'm ambassador for them, and so all the proceeds went to them,
Good
just
for
like this
you.
book too.
And you're doing the same thing here.
I am.
Now, I don't know if you have copyrighted the Ask Anne brand. Have you thought about it?
I haven't, no.
Because if you think about it, you know the Ladybird books and the Now albums in the music world. Ask an Astronaut. It's such a simple idea, but you could ask an anyone, couldn't you? So you need to copy. In fact, we have to do this now. Somebody has to. We have to copy.
Quick.
Okay,
Get on the
people
phone.
Yeah, your people are here.
they're
You need to
nodding.
do that now. I mean, it's obvious to me. I saw this and thought, hang on a minute, there's a whole franchise here. Ask a president. No, well, no, maybe no. Okay, not a president, but you know what I mean. People that get asked a lot of questions about what they do as opposed to who they are. So how was this book put together? What did you do, Tim?
Well, the inspiration came from all the public. When I got back from space and I was touring around the UK, the schools, the universities, and talking to the children, and I was just getting these brilliant questions all the time. And I loved answering them, and I thought, well, I've got to capture this whilst it's fresh in my mind, so let's get it all down in a book.
And then you encouraged new questions, didn't you, as well?
We did. So we use social media a lot. We ask the public for questions, send in your questions, and we just, there are thousands come in. So we just took the best of them. We amalgamated a lot of them and tried to answer as many as we could.
Now, Other questions that because when I was compiling these questions, I was like, for this interview, I thought, I've got to make sure that these questions aren't in the book, I suppose, or does it matter if they're not? But one of my initial questions was, when you were 10 years of age, from then throughout your teens, did you ever think about not going to the moon, that you might actually end up on the moon one day? Not on the moon, but in space.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're not going to ask me about my moon rock collection, are you? Like Amanda yesterday.
Yeah, because you haven't got one. Sorry.
But no, so, I did. When I was a young boy, I wanted to go into space, like many young boys.
Did you think it would happen?
But I didn't think it would happen. And there was no real clear route for it to happen. I knew that we had British astronauts, Nick Patrick, Mike Foale, Piers Sellers, who had flown in space, but they'd all gone over to NASA, become US citizens to fly. And so I went down the aviation route. I love flying and became a pilot.
Right, okay. And when did it begin to realistically come on your radar then?
Realistically was when I was in my early 30s. I was working as a test pilot, which means that you work more closely with the space community because so much of our business is the same. And I had a degree in flight dynamics by that stage. So I had the right educational qualifications, and that's when the European Space Agency had a new selection. So there was a huge element of the right place at the right time when ESA had their next selection.
All right, now, one of my favourite questions in the book, and there are lots of truly original questions that probably only kids can come up with, which is quite depressing for us grown-ups, I think, because we were kids once, you remember? Why do rockets have to go so fast? That's one of my favourite questions. Why can't you just go 30 miles an hour? It'll take you a while, but why not?
It's a brilliant question. It really is. And it kind of leads into as well what, companies like Virgin Galactic are doing with their space tourism, going up into space, but not going that fast. So how can you do that? So you have to go fast because you have to stay in orbit. You can go straight up into space and then fall straight back down to Earth again. But if you want to stay in space, you have to fall faster than the curvature of the Earth. And that is 17,600 miles per hour.
Right, so simple as that. So it's not about having to crash through a stratosphere or the ionosphere. It's not like breaking through a wall, And
not at all. We are in orbit. We are constantly falling to Earth. We're in free fall, but we're falling at the same rate of the curvature of Earth. So we constantly miss the Earth, and that's how we get back down from space. Is we just put the brakes on. We turn the spacecraft around. We burn the engine for about 4 minutes, and that slows us down. And now we're not falling faster than the curvature. So we end up coming into the atmosphere.
Wow. I am loving this conversation. So, does it seem now that you're back on planet Earth and you've been here for a while, well, it's a couple of years since you arrived back on Earth, since you arrived back at home, since you arrived back at school, since you arrived back on Earth because you went away from Earth for a while because you're an astronaut. Does it seem like you ever went?
Sometimes I completely forget about it, but almost every day something brings me back to my time in space. I either see something or there's a moment where I remember something that happened. It's such a powerful image, such a powerful 6 months that there's, I'm never going to forget that experience.
Okay, what's your favourite question or questions in the book?
There's a whole mix. I mean, I'm always terrified about the questions that come from younger children because you just never know what you're going to get, but they're often the best questions. And they're the questions that, adults are perhaps too embarrassed to ask or afraid to ask. And one lad asked me about, is there a protocol for a first contact with aliens? And I just loved that. I thought, well, why wouldn't there be? Why wouldn't, ESA and NASA sit you down and talk about if something strange happens up there? But they don't. There is no protocol.
What a fantastic question that is, isn't it? That's amazing. No, you have a question. No, you want to ask Major Tim, is this question in the book? So what's your question?
So, how do you actually weigh yourself in space?
And is that in the book?
No, that is a brilliant question. It is in the book. I do touch on that in the book, but it's a great question because, of course, we're weightless. So how do you weigh yourself in weight? Well, whilst you're weightless in space, you still have mass. You have a certain number of kilograms in your body. But the only way you can weigh yourself in space is to use a spring and, there's some ways, but the way we do it is with a spring and a frequency of oscillation. So basically, we are a big heavy mass on top of a spring, and we bounce up and down. And if we know the frequency with which we're bouncing and we know how stiff that spring is, we can work out our mass. So we weigh ourselves every month in space just to check our body weight.
Yeah, you have to do it, don't you?
Yeah,
you've got to see if everything's okay.
Yeah.
And now we were trying to figure out last night, weren't we, Noah, the question you were asked most. Now, we think as a family, the Evans family think that it may be perhaps is what's it like to be weightless? Is that the most frequently asked question?
Yes, yeah. What's it like to be weightless, or just what's it like in space? And it's a really hard one to answer. What's it like in space? Like, wow, how do you capture all that? But weightless is just great fun, really great fun on a number of different levels. Firstly, because your body is so relaxed, your muscles, actually, your whole body shape changes. Right. Your muscles actually adopt their most relaxed position. Your shoulders become more hunched because here on Earth, gravity's pulling our shoulders down. Your shoulders are actually up here naturally, and you could be kind of like almost sitting position, a bent posture, very relaxing, and you can move yourself around so easily. Just one finger push off the wall, and you go hurtling down the other end of the space station. So it's really fun, really relaxing, and also you can use the whole volume. I mean, this room here we're sitting in, we can have bits of equipment up there. We can have bags on the ceiling. We work on the walls. You just turn yourself in any orientation.
Is it harder to keep the place tidy than it would be your bedroom down on Earth?
The space station is a messy place, actually. It is a messy
full of blokes,
place.
That's the problem.
We're constantly trying to keep it tidy, but we're also constantly changing stuff up there. It's always evolving with new pieces of equipment and science and technology. So there's cables everywhere, and it is just changing all the time.
All right, we'll ask you some more questions in a minute. This book it's a brilliant book. It's one of those books you just pick up, you have a little read through for a couple of minutes, and you put it down again. And some amazing questions. Tim Peake's Ask an Astronaut, out now. All proceeds to the Prince's Trust.
But I don't go there no more. Every night, seeing all the same faces, but I ain't seen you before. I don't even know you, but girl, I think I love you. I put my lifeline in your hands. I already know it's over, never finding you again. I know, so what I gotta lose, I'll take a chance. Put my heart on the line for you. All my friends think I'm crazy. Maybe I've lost my mind, but put my heart on the line for you. My heart on the line for. I put my heart on the line for you. Put my heart on the line for you. I put my heart on the line for you. My heart on the line for. Didn't come in looking for a situation, but who would have thought I'd be breaking every rule I ever made, but guess it's a good time to start. I don't even know you, but girl, I think I love you. I put my lifeline in your hands. I already know it's over, never finding you again. I know what I gotta lose, I'ma take a chance. Girl, I'm not afraid, ain't running away tonight, no. I put my heart on the line for you, put my heart on the line for you. All my friends think I'm crazy, maybe I've lost my mind, but put my heart on the line for you, my heart on the line.
So we're loving our newly discovered Asken literary category, franchise if you like. Ask an astronaut. Ask who next? Ask an actor? Ask a brain surgeon? Ask a paleontologist? No? Okay. We need more suggestions for this. And all proceeds go to the Prince's Trust on all these Asker books, yeah? Tim Peake's with us this morning because he is the astronaut that people have been asking things to. So he's used some frequently asked questions in this new book, and then he asked for more, and there are literally hundreds in the book, and they're all fascinating. Tim, it seems to me that when you went up in space and you started to do all those kooky things that must have been pre-planned, I thought, hang on a minute, there's something else going on here, because you ran the marathon from space, the London Marathon. You presented Adele with a Brit Award. You played the guitar, you sang and played. I mean, all that was pre-planned, wasn't it? It must have been. And so intentionally, you wanted to do what with this particular trip.
Yes, I was assigned 2.5 years before the mission, and I sat down with the UK Space Agency, European Space Agency. Well, these missions don't come around very frequently. We need to grasp the opportunity and maximise it. And we really wanted to reach out to the younger generations. We wanted to encourage STEM subjects, but not just STEM. We wanted to go across the board, so people who are interested in art, in drama, in music, in literacy, and come up with a number of different competitions. So hence, the Heston Blumenthal Space Dinners, design a menu, you get people interested in nutrition and diet and exercise. We had all these educational projects, and we thought, well, if only 50% of them work, we'll be on to a winner. As it happened, they all did really well.
So you became like this super teacher.
It was great, and I worked a lot with Kevin Fong as well. We did the Royal Institution Christmas lectures, and also we did a cosmic classroom from space. So Kevin was down on Earth. All the schools, could dial in, and we reached over 500,000 school children in one morning lesson, and it was just brilliant fun.
Because in a way, I suppose you had to do this because people were almost disengaging with space. It became a bit passé. So you had to re-excite us about it. Or was that almost part of your mission as well?
It was indeed, yeah. To try and get the message out of what are we doing on board the space station, why are we doing it, where are we going in space, and just to encourage people to look at that and look at the careers that are available for people to take up with a STEM background.
And you've made so much of your trip, which I know could sound a bit silly if misinterpreted, but so many other people, over 200 people have been into space now, haven't they?
On the space station, yeah, it's about 550 in space total, but over 200 on the space station.
Few have done, if any, have done as much with their trip after landing back on Earth than you. Who do you think, who stands out in your mind for having made the most of the trip, whilst up there and then afterwards?
Well, I think of the kind of newer generation, I think Chris Hadfield kicked it off, really.
Yeah, he did,
social media has had such a big impact on what we do, and it's enabled, space to be brought into the living room and for people to really interact live with a space station. I mean, how cool is that? And social media has helped there. So Chris did a great amount of work. He started out with his photographs of space and his videos of science on board the space station, and really we're just following in his footsteps.
And you are going back, aren't you?
I hope so, yeah. The space station's going to be there till at least 2024, probably longer. Me and my classmates have all got the option of a second mission.
So we're looking to book a fortnight in Lanzarote and places like that. When are you scheduled? When do you think you might be going back to space? Have you started packing?
I haven't started packing, no. I've probably got about 4 years to wait, so I think I've got time still. Okay. I've still got time.
All right. Now, we have another fan of aviation. Sir David Jason is going to join us in a sec, so stick around. And we'll have Sir David along with Major Tim Peake after this.
For over 5 years, BBC Radio 2 In Concert has brought you incredible and intimate live performances.
And now, over the course of 3 weeks, we present 5 world-class acts. Next up, Chic featuring Nile Rodgers. BBC Radio 2 In Concert, giving a stage to the biggest names in music.
This is going to be a very special series of In Concert.
To watch the whole show live, press the red button on your TV remote.
Chic featuring Nile Rodgers. In Concert with Radio 2.
Monday night from 8.
All right, you want to go and see that concert? I can do this again quickly. Text the word live to 88291. If you want to go and see Chic featuring Nile Rodgers, we could be calling you back on this show between 8 and 8:30. If you do that now, text the word live to 88291 on Monday morning for the concert live on Monday night, if you're prepared to cancel your day and come and join us. All right, so we've had Major Tim Peake. Now, if I go over here, I can tell you that joining the Friday Mayhem is an iconic British actor who's given us giggles and drama in equal measure. With over 50 years in the biz, he's penned his second autobiography, sort of, Only Feels and Stories, taking us through his illustrious career in characters. It's Sir David Jason. Good morning, Sir Dave.
Good morning, Chris.
How you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad.
What about this guy?
Yeah, what about that then, eh?
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now, he flies helis. You love your helis, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And from your new book, I read also gliding and light aircraft as well.
Well, yeah, I was. I started off gliding because it was the cheapest way to get in the air. I was, like you, fascinated with everything to do with aeronautics and space and all of that. And because of that, I wanted desperately to get in the air. You know, why? I don't know why. It's one of those things. So the cheapest way was gliding. So that kicked me off. And once I was up gliding, then I lost touch with it because as I got to tour more in the theatre, I have less time. And so years went past, and then I took up the cudgels. And what was the most difficult thing to fly? Go on, you tell me.
I think the most difficult thing to fly are often the cheapest, simplest aircraft because, you know, they have less stability and control system stuff. The R-22 helicopter, for example.
So twitchy.
Yeah,
That's
really
it.
twitchy.
Got it. Come
Really
on, got it in one. Well, that was the reason why I took up the helicopters, because it was the challenge. It's strangely enough, I wanted to get back in the air. And somebody, which is my wife, my good dear wife, knew that. So she bought me a trial lesson in a helicopter. And when they said, go on, you take control. Well, of course, I nearly crashed it. And it's so difficult. And I thought, you know, that is going to be such a challenge because it is the most difficult thing to fly. Now, correct me where I'm wrong, Mr. B. I know you're going to say, oh, well, a spaceship is probably a little more difficult.
No. I completely agree with you. It is absolutely the most difficult, yeah, without a doubt.
It's like fun. It's like a bucking Bronco with rotors.
Yes, you're right.
Right. And also Nick Lyndhurst, big fan of flying,
Yes.
which I didn't know until I read your new book.
Yeah, but he flies fixed wings, so he's, you know... He's not like us clever blokes. You know.
All right. 8:25. Only Fools and Stories. Now, I'm presuming, Sir David, that this book has a lot of the stories in it that you wanted to put in your first biography, but you couldn't because you had to tell your life story. Would that be right?
Well, roughly, yeah. What exactly happened was that we were touch wood here. You know, we do touch the old wood. The success of the first book, it was rather successful. I have to say, I didn't say that, but the publishers did. They approached me and they said, would I consider writing another one? And I said, well, no, because I've done it. It's all in the first book. But they then said, well, it isn't really, because what about the characters that you played? What about the theatre? What about how you first started? And then I started to think and thought, well, yeah, well, that might be interesting. I don't know. And then when I thought about it, because I'm a great hoarder as well, I collected everything, which is playbills, programmes, and everything that I'd done, photographs and all of that. And so I've got it all in the loft. So I crawled into the loft and crawled out these boxes, dusted them off. And there were all these scripts and programmes and stuff. And I started to look at them and thought, oh, yes, I remember that. Oh, gee, did I really do that? Oh, yeah. And, of course, then a lot of it came flooding back. And I thought, yeah, and it's one of those things, you know, if you write anything, I think you'll all know this, it's very bittersweet, really. You start to look back at pictures and reviews and all of that, and you go, oh, yes, I remember that. Oh, that was when that funny thing happened. And what happens is you go, oh, yeah, but, oh, I wish I could be doing that again. If you talk about Fools and Horses, for example, the fun we used to have, the real fun. And you realise that you can't do that anymore. You're not doing it.
Yeah, but then you share it with us, and that's a good thing, isn't it? So that's the best thing you can do with those memories.
Yes, I think you're right. Well, you said that, but sometimes all I'm saying is I find that it was, you know, can't I go back and do
no,
it
you
again?
can't go. But
Why?
You got to be there in the first place, and very few people do, and that's the most important thing.
Well, that's very good. You're right there. He's accurate for a change. Yeah.
I wonder when this would start. Right, 8:27. I'm going to play a tune and recover.
Get out.
If I had money, I'd go wild, buy your first dress, you like a queen, and in a
Stylistics, can't give you anything but my love, my love. Danny Romford, did he really glide in the Phils and Horses episode? Was that you gliding in the Only Phils and Horses episode?
No, that was it was a hang glider, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't. They put me in it, but you know what it's like. I'm in the middle of the series, and I said, "Oh, I'd love to have a go at this. Can I have a go at this?" The insurance people, the BBC nearly died, and they went, "No, get him out of there."
Had it been the last episode, it would have been fine.
Yeah, they probably would have let me, yeah.
That happens all the time in this business. Chris says, Werner from Blackburn, what does space smell like, Tim?
Space, what does it smell like? Well, there's an inside the space station and outside the space station.
Depends who's up there.
Depends who's up there, yeah. And, how hygienic they are. The inside the space station actually doesn't smell too bad. It's a fairly clinical environment. We have so many experiment stuff. It's almost like a sort of, just very clinical smell. But outside, we think it smells like burnt metal or a barbecue type smell. Every time somebody comes back in from a spacewalk, or every time we bring an experiment back in from the vacuum of space, we get this massive smell wafting in through the airlock, and it's just like burnt metal.
David, what's it like to meet a real space cadet? Because in this business, we meet a lot of sort of pseudo-space cadets, don't we?
Well, yeah, you could say that, yeah. A lot of wallies, I don't know about space cadet.
All right, now, the language of Only Phils and Horses features in David's new book, and we'll get onto that in the next half an hour. First of all, we have the travel with Lynn.
Thank you, Chris. M6, 2 lanes are closed southbound at Junction 23, Haydock. Tailback is to Junction 25, Wigan. You got busy traffic on the A1 northbound towards the M62 at Pontefract. A breakdown is the problem. That's heavy back onto the A1M. You're going to encounter a queue on the M6 if you're northbound towards Junction 4, the M42. The road was shut for a while. It's open again now. M11 northbound reopening between Junction 8 and 9. Stansted Airport through to the A11. It was blocked. M25, 2 lanes are blocked by an accident clockwise before Junction 25, the A10. The queues are to Junction 23, the A1M. Apparently the lanes are reopening and it's busy clockwise on the M25 if you're travelling from 5 to 6. That's from the M26 through to Godstone. All clear now.
They're having a chat over there.
Just having a little
Can
chat.
you hear them?
I can hear them.
Everyone else can't.
Yeah, good.
8:32. Headlines now, and then live music from the Stereophonics. More from Sir David and Major Tim Peake, and Daisy Lowe going to join us as well.
The BBC News headlines at 8:30. This is Justine Green. The National Audit Office says the cyber attack, which paralysed parts of the NHS in May, was possible because some hospitals and GP surgeries had ignored instructions to install security updates on their computers. The NHS said it had learned lessons. A health watchdog, the Care Quality Commission, says children with mental health problems in England are waiting an extremely long time for treatment. NHS England described the finding as worrying, but said it was investing heavily in services. Australia's High Court has disqualified the Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce from office because he held dual citizenship with New Zealand when he was elected as an MP. The government has now lost its majority in Parliament, although Mr Joyce has renounced his New Zealand citizenship and is likely to win his seat again at a by-election. A huge collection of film and TV memorabilia seized from a drug dealer has been sold at auction. The objects, including a life-sized Willy Wonka, a Terminator and a Gremlin, belong to Martin Fillery, who's been jailed for running a cannabis factory. And the weather, most of the UK will have a sunny day with highs of between 11 and 14 Celsius. Those are the BBC headlines. Our next news at 9.
All right, thank you so much. So Daisy Lowe on the way. You can download Daisy's new podcast, Fam, on iTunes, SoundCloud, on your podcast app now. Today, Jason Sis, David's book, Only Phils and Stories, is out now. Tim's book, Major Tim Peake, his book, Ask an Astronaut, also out now. But who's here? Just crossing our threshold. Guitars in hand. Little drum kit too, and the odd keyboard. It's only Stereophonics.
Hello.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
We have a knight of the round. We have an astronaut.
I know. I'm very starstruck.
Daisy's
actually.
on the way. Kelly Jones is here. The gang. So we have a brand new album out today. Stereophonics album "Scream Above the Sounds" is released today. The band's UK tour starts in Aberdeen on Friday, the 23rd of Feb, 2018. And to get us in the mood, say la vie first.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, you believe you're the king of the jungle. You got the t-shirt too, you know how to song, girl.
'cause I still got a soft spot. You look at me and think I got all the answers. Maybe I do, but I'm scared taking chances. Bought in a bottle, but we ain't sailing nowhere. Rip out the cork, get the wind into our hair. Get off the train in the rain at the station. Knock back the drink, 'cause we think about sinking. Hell and heaven, they can wait for you. So go and do all the things that you want to do. She set me free, c'est la vie. I said, come on, pretty baby, take a chance on me. I said, shame on me, 'cause I didn't see that you were looking at me, baby, by the Ferris wheel. I said, stand by me, stick around with me, 'cause it's a long walk back to where we just been. I said, hey there, baby, so you bang him and me. I wish I never found out the his little V. I said, I'm playing our song on the radio, and we're singing out loud all the words that we know. And it's a long tongue Sally facing up Peggy Sue. Oh, isn't that me and you? 'Cause it's time that we grew. And it's a yeah, 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 come along with me. And then you think all the things that you wanna see. I said, now whoa, pretty baby, shake my hand. I'm gonna shake you all now, baby, yes I am. Such is life in the rearview mirror. The open road up ahead is the future. Time came around and wrecked our place. When I look back now, I got a smile on my face. Come on, baby, take a chance with me. Stick around on the town if you wanna see. We don't belong anywhere, is what she said to me. So come on, take a dance and spin around with me. I said, shine on, baby, set me free, stay with me. 'Cause it's a long walk back to where we just been. And when the street lights fall, you come back my beat. 'Cause when the morning light comes, I'll be gone, say la vie. Yeah, yeah. We don't belong anywhere. We don't belong anywhere. We don't belong anywhere. Set me free, we don't belong anywhere. We don't belong anywhere. We don't belong anywhere. We don't belong anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Kelly, gentlemen, was that as effortless as it seemed?
No.
It was very good, wasn't it? Another round of applause.
Yeah.
So, 10th album, how does it feel? Did you ever think you'd reach the magic double figures?
No, it's amazing. Feel
It's
very,
good, isn't it?
very excited today. 10th album, 20th year.
Okay, and have they all been number one, your albums? I can't remember.
No,
Seven or eight?
Six out of 9.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad.
Okay, but
not bad.
Okay, but the new one's out today, and that's sort of what's important. Okay, 7 out of 10 sounds better than 6 out of 9. I
Yes.
would say. Okay.
Yeah.
It just ups. Lots of thumbs up here from the corporate ladies and gentlemen behind the glass. Hurrah! Lovely. Okay, now it seems to me, from what we've just heard, you're sort of up to speed, ready to go and play live now, but you're not going to do that till February. What a waste.
Well, we are doing bits in between, but
Oh,
we-
you
in
are.
the UK in February and March. Yeah.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
we'd love to have you all here. Well done. Congratulations.
having us.
You're still good. Right, we got questions here first for David Jason and for Tim Peake. Daisy Lowe's on the way. This is a lovely question here. Vividly remember, says Louise in Derby, watching Tim take off and land as if he were a member of our own family. We were so nervous and excited for him. We'll never forget it. Was he as nervous as we were, Tim?
By that stage, I wasn't actually nervous. I was just had this boyish excitement I was looking for. It's more exhilaration. Not to say there wasn't nerves. I mean, you should be nervous at some point, sitting on top of 300 tons of explosive rocket fuel. Yeah. But you kind of deal with that before you ever get to the rocket. And so, no, I was just excited.
All right, so nerves. Now, David, you talk about nerves in your book. You talk about in 1992, just before Frost hit the airwaves, when you were given the first TX date for the first series of a brand new character, and let's face it, they'd all been pretty good. You know, this was not an easy gang for this new character to join, and you say that was the most nervous you've been, ahead of one of your TV shows. Why was that?
Well, I think the reason was that I'd changed beat, really, I suppose, changed rhythm, being a bit of musician, throwing that back to our musos.
Moist too.
Yeah, they'll know that, These boys and me, we are all on the same beat, if you like. Yeah, douche. Now listen, be serious, you lot back there. No, The reason was that I had already by this time been very well known for playing comedy and a big comedy character such as Derek Trotter. And it was in the public's consciousness now, and they were I was more or less totally identified with this, this Wally. And to suddenly change and become a rather really hard-nosed police... serious man. It was... I was comfortable with it because that's my job. That's something I really like, as the challenge, which I was saying before. But would the audience accept it? Would they say, oh, no, I don't like him no more, he's too serious, no, let's switch him off? So I was very nervous, but fortunately it worked. So
and he ran for longer than any of the others, ironically.
Yeah, strangely enough.
Right, to memorabilia, you talk about that in your book as well. I love the fact that you collect stuff from the shows, and you have laid down. You have some spring water, don't you? Tell us about you've laid it down like wine, haven't you?
Yes, it's the Peckham Spring, love. Yes, I've got some bottles of Peckham Spring. I could do you a very good deal. Funny enough, talking about Peckham Spring water, I was just talking to Tim just now, and I was asking him about what happens to the moisture in the air in the space station. He said it's recycled. And I said, well, what happens? He said they reuse it. He said the urine as well, and that's all reused. He said, in fact, it tastes a lot like London tap water. Which doesn't surprise me in the least.
Getting worse.
So Peckham Spring, it's got that flavour.
Isn't it funny? Because before we knew what we know now, lots of things, especially by the BBC, were discarded, thrown away in skips. Really important pieces of memorabilia and historic, of broadcasting importance historically. And it was the same with the original props from Only Fools and Horses. Yeah. So they were gonna throw out Del Boy's original sheepskin jacket, weren't they? Now you still have that. How did you stop that happening, Sir David?
With Coin of the Realm. Once you present money to the BBC, Chris, now you must know this, they grab it with both hands. He's not, look, he's feigning ignorance here, the boy. I see him, look.
The boy, I love it. 51, I'm the boy, I love it. I love having Sir David here. So, but they were going to give it to you, weren't they? And you felt too guilty. You said, I can't do that because the licence pays. So you offered to pay some money, but then But then, after they were going to give it to you for free, and then you offered some dosh, suddenly they wanted to negotiate.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure they wanted to give it to me for free. That never seemed to occur. But what did happen is that there are budgets, and the wardrobe department has a budget, and then at the end of the series, they then got all these clothes and stuff, and they sort of offer it to people so that they could get some of the budget back and go to the Mr. BBC and say, we didn't spend as much as...
So how much did you get Del Boy's original coat for?
Now listen, over the national airwaves,
it's in the book. It's in the book.
Well, I'm not telling you. Buy the book and find out.
All right, space memorabilia, Tim. What were you allowed to take or purloin or deal on or whatever?
Something I brought back, which I love, is the cutlery that I used up there, and it's engraved with shuttle, which I just thought was so comical. It's still the old stock from the space shuttle days. We haven't opened the box for the ISS cutlery yet,
really?
so I've got my engraved
space cutlery.
Engraved space cutlery. That's I brought back with me. I also brought back the Union flag that I wore on my spacesuit outside of the spacewalk.
Where's that now?
That the Queen has got that.
The Queen's got
Yes, in the Royal Collection. So I presented it
to Her
Majesty.
Do you want it back?
No, I don't.
Because I can have a word.
I thought the Royal Collection was the best and the proper place for it to reside.
Tim, you're such a lovely bloke. You are as lovely as I imagined you might ever be. So do you know Elon Musk?
I've not met him personally, but I've been to SpaceX in California. I visited the factory. Fantastic what they're doing there.
Do you think, was it him that bought the... Because the bag that the original space dust came back in from the moon was sold at auction without the dust for $1.3 million to an anonymous bidder, and I just guessed it was him. Do you know if it was or not?
Wow, I don't know about that.
Just the bag.
Sure. Yeah, that's
don't know
phenomenal.
how much they got for the dust.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. Anyway, so you don't know?
I don't know.
Okay, because he's got a new book out. Well, somebody's got a book out about him that he actually helped with, the Elon Musk story. Apparently, it's a Musk read.
Boom, boom.
I'm saying that at Waterstones. All right, we'll have Camila Cabello now in Havana, and then Daisy Lale will be here, and more live music from the Stereo Stereophonics. And more chat from Sir David Jason and Major Tim Peake.
Havana, ooh, na, na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na, na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na, na, na. All of my heart is in Havana. There's something about his manners. Havana, ooh, na, na. He didn't walk up with that, how you doing? When he came in, he said there's a lot of girls I can do it, but I can't wait. I know I'm forever in a minute. That's on my night. And Papa says he got Milo in him. He got me feeling like ooh. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Oh na 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 na. Havana, ooh, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana, Havana, na na. I knew I was there when I read the sign. Welcome to life. I know it was him when he hugged from behind. It gets me out. I used to put it work, but it's in the streets. He said, girl, can you? And this is the part that my daddy told me. He got me feeling like ooh. I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him. Got me feeling like ooh. And then I had to tell him I had to go. Oh na 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 na. Havana, ooh, na na. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, na na. He took me back to East Atlanta, na na na. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is
Take it early, baby, take it early. I'm all up for that on a Friday so we can chat a bit more. Camila Cabello and Havana. Lots of love coming in for the Stereophonics. With us this morning, 3 more songs to come. The next tune you will hear on the show will be another live track from Kelly and the Boys. Stereophonics album Scream Above the Sounds is released when? Today. Today. The Band UK tour starts in Aberdeen on Friday, the 23rd of Feb 2018. But they're doing bits and bobs in between. That's the technical term.
We're off to the States. Do some shows over there. Yeah, we're doing a bit of that. Doing a bit of that. Bit of Mexico City.
When's the album out?
Today!
They're off to the States. I know.
20 for 4 days.
Only for 4 days. Never mind. Right, so we've got lots of love coming in for David Jason and also for Tim Peake, Major Tim Peake. Daisy Lowe is going to join us in a sec. So David Jason's book Only Feels and Stories is out now. Major Tim Peake's book Ask an Astronaut is out now. And our guests have swapped books. Little ripple for that. It's always nice when the guests get on. I've got to be honest. Sometimes it can be a bit sticky in here, Tim. Honestly, it really can. Not very often, but Kelly, have you been here?
No, it's been alright when I've been here.
Yeah,
I've heard it being sticky sometimes.
Usually because of you. What might it be like, Tim? Not saying it was. What might it be like if you're stuck in the space station with an absolute Wally or Wasik or Twonk?
Yeah. That would not be good.
No, let's leave it there. Right. I've got a big intro here somewhere. Yeah, bringing us now, Aberta Style, to the studio is a model, actress and Strictly star, here to tell us about her bold new venture into the world of podcasting, featuring honest conversations with some of her showbiz pals in fam. It's the delightful Daisy Lowe. Good morning, Daisy.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm so happy to be here because it's almost a year to the day that I came on here for the first time and had the best day of my life ever because you made me sing with Michael Bublé.
Yeah, wasn't terrible, was it?
No, it was a wonderful start to my day.
And you were pretty good, I have to say.
Thank you.
So it's our first anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Because this time last year you were in the thick of it as far as Strictly was concerned. Now, do you feel a bit sort of bit lost and left alone because you're not I know you're watching it avidly again this year.
I am watching it, and part of it is slightly heartbreaking watching my dance partner with another woman. It feels like watching an ex-boyfriend.
And by the way, he's our favourite.
And he's a wonderful man and an incredible teacher, and they're doing so well. And there's part of me that is just so proud of him, but then also a little niggly part that feel slightly jealous.
Do you want to scratch your eyes out? Is it?
Maybe. My grandma's actually the one that's a little bit more catty about the situation than I am.
And you went on the tour, the Strictly tour.
I did, which was such a lot. Well, because all my parents are all musicians, and so I've grown up around tour life, but never done it myself. And then we went and performed. We did 30 shows in 21 days all around the UK, and dances are brilliant fun.
Yeah, let's leave that there. And dances are brilliant fun, good for. So 30 shows in 21 days. They don't mess about, do they?
No, and it was incredible. But for me, I've never really performed before as a model or as an actress. I've always done films or shoots. And so to then, the day that we started in Birmingham Arena, realising that I had to perform in front of 11,000 people, I sort of sat there going, who the hell do you think you are? and really freaked out and had never got a step right completely throughout the whole show until our first live performance.
So
and then
you performed more. You were more focused for the live shows almost than for the telly shows.
Well, I think you just have even more experience under your belt. And then, Ali Ash said, God, you've got good timing. You finally got it all right on the first live show. Brilliant.
Fantastic. Yeah. And then I suppose it stops. And that must be quite a strange thing.
It is, because you kind of get kicked out the bubble almost. And it's been, I really fell in love with dancing more than anything. I think the exercise, the endorphins, the joy of it, and that also that platform to spread a lot of love and joy, and everyone loves the show, and it's it's a really big platform. And so for me, I just sort of wondered what to do next, and that's why I came up with the idea of a podcast. Because
right now, podcasting.
Yes.
Okay, the world of podcasting. We are at Radio 2 vicariously involved in this, because what happens is we have somebody here now. Sorry, I don't know the gentleman's name. Craig. I've never met Craig before, but Craig, I said, Craig, hello, mate. What are you doing? He said, I'm clipping today. And so he's clipping our show up, and they put it together, and then it's broadcast as a podcast. But what you do, and what lots of people are doing now, is you're doing original podcasts, and they are produced to be a podcast and a podcast only.
Totally, because I think you can be completely honest. It's quite cosy. I record it from my bedroom. We just have 2 mics on my bed, and it's not disarming, but it's kind, and it's vulnerable, but it's funny, and it's about what inspires you or what is going on culturally that is exciting, or what you're up to, and then what makes you fall down and what gets you back up again. And it's supposed to be something bright. It's supposed to make you kind of want to put a smile on your face by the end of it, I think.
So it's called FAM. The French.
Femme. I'm from Camden, so I say femme, but
I know.
I should say
what
femme.
to say, because I say femme, but I've been saying femme all week, trying to sound better than I am.
Well, I just don't want to butcher the French language, but I sort of am.
But so it's almost like a sort of a futuristic woman's hour, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Do you know what? I love Women's Hour, and I love loose women as well. I just love women, and it's somewhere in between. It was the idea of wanting people to feel included in a conversation, and I think that's the lovely thing about podcasts, is it feels like a chat.
All right, so how do people access your podcast? How does it work?
iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and I'm at Daisy Lowe or at Femme by Daisy on both Twitter and Instagram.
All right. And how many do we have to look forward to already?
There are 2 already.
2 already. Okay, and is it one a week?
It's 1 a week.
Okay.
The first one was with Laura Weir. The second one had just come out this June Sarpong. Actually, we mentioned you in it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, well, I just said, wasn't Chris Evans on the radio then? And she said, no, I was a bit before his time. And then I said, but the big breakfast.
She's welcome anything. If she's before my time, that's fine. And there's a 6-minute highlight package you can listen to.
Yeah, well, it was from the launch party, which was quite funny.
All right, good. All right, okay. So that's all going on there. Now we have some more live music from the Stereophonics. If you're ready, boys.
Yay.
Okay, before your trip to America. When's the album out?
Today!
Right, what are you going to play next?
I don't know. Caught by the Wind, I think. Is it?
Perfect. Yeah, new single. Here we go.
To ear, anything's possible. Set the needle down, take it back to the start. When do we lose just how free we are? Help yourself to what you want. Get caught by the wind, believing you can fly. Celebrate everything. Sunbathing on the roof, watching mirror sunbathing on the roof, watching aeroplanes, believing you can live, yeah, forever and a day. Don't say it's over, it's never over. There's always time to change and start again today, right now. Wolves in the woods, don't play by the rules. From mouth to ear, anything's possible. Help yourself to what you want. Get caught by the wind. Believing you can fly. Celebrate everything. Sunbathing on the roof. Watching aeroplanes. Believing you can live. Yeah, forever and a day. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Celebrate everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I'll get caught by the wind. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get caught by the wind.
Ready-made classic. Did it come out like that, all shiny and new, like the Perfect Baby?
Say that again.
Did it come out like that song, all shiny and new, all perfectly formed?
It came quite quick, yeah. Wrote it on the piano.
It's cracking.
Yeah.
Okay, the team behind the glass, blown away. I've said it before. We've all said it before. I mean, Stereophonics, one of the greatest live bands in the world. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Off to America, apparently.
For 5 days only.
We don't cheer for America. We did the Ooh for America. Solo. Off to America, apparently. Yes. No, Ooh. They're off to the States soon. Ooh. That's it. That's good. Hands in his pockets. Very reluctant. Extremely reluctant now. And the new album is out.
Today.
Today.
Are you losing interest in that? So you need to lie down, for heaven's sake. All right, so David's here. So David Jason, we have Tim Peake, we have Daisy Leo, we have Stereophonics. Just want to say, says Ben and Maria, we have some friends who are Italian and learn their English by repeatedly watching Only Fools and Horses. So obviously they include their teenage children using the phrases now regularly like plonker and lovely jubbly. Sounds particularly funny and enchanting in Italian. This happens a lot, doesn't it, David?
Yeah. It's I get these stories all the time, and somebody once told me that they were in the middle of a jungle somewhere in Vietnam or wherever it was, and somebody came up to them and said, "Oh, are you English?" They said, "Yeah, that's right. Lovely jubbly." And you go, Gordon Bennett, it's all round the world.
Well, Frankie Dettori used to say lovely jubbly all the time, didn't he, after he won a race?
Yeah, did he? I can't remember.
No, huge fan. Well, not a huge fan. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's not that big, but he's a massive... whatever. Now we have Lynn with the trouble.
A couple of lanes are closed on the southbound M6 at Junction 23 Haydock, the tailback to Junction 26, the M58. You've got an accident on the M1 as well if you're northbound. At Nottingham, 25 to 26, one lane out there. M11 northbound also busy after Junction 8, Stansted Airport, towards the A11 at Junction 9. That's after an accident was recovered. Delays on the northern section of the M25, clockwise towards Junction 25, the A10 at Enfield. From Junction 24, Potters Bar, anti-clockwise has been slow to the scene as well. That's after an earlier accident. And we thought it all got itself sorted out on the M25. Clockwise after Junction 5, the M26. There was an accident, there was a breakdown, they were both cleared. Now we've got another breakdown. Back with more in half an hour.
All right, thank you so much, Lynn. We have the sports preview for the weekend from Vassos. We have the news now with Justine Green. 2 more live tracks from Stereophonics and then questions from our guests to our guests. That's Daisy Lowe to David Jason and Major Tim Peake. When we come back.
BBC News at 9 o'clock. An investigation has found that a cyber attack that crippled parts of the NHS in May could have been prevented if basic IT security measures had been in place. The National Audit Office said the health service was not prepared for the WannaCry attack, in which criminals froze NHS computers and demanded a ransom. A former head of NHS Digital, Kingsley Manning, says the NHS needs to develop a clear plan to deal with future threats.
The NHS was running a lot of old software systems, Microsoft XP and a number of other systems, which should have been patched, implementing an upgrade. These organisations had failed to do so because a lack of resources, a lack of time, frankly, in some cases, a lack of focus.
The Spanish Senate will meet shortly to approve government plans to reduce the powers of the autonomous region of Catalonia. The Catalan authorities say such a move would make a declaration of independence by the regional parliament later today more likely. French scientists say patients who have heart surgery in the afternoon are less likely to suffer complications than those who are treated in the morning. Their research, published in the Lancet Medical Journal, dismisses any speculation that the discrepancy could be down to surgeons being more tired first thing in the morning. Here's our health reporter, James Gallagher.
The study, involving 500 patients, suggested morning operations had double the risk of complications and that one adverse event could be prevented for every 11 procedures shifted to the afternoon. Heart health is known to fluctuate over the course of 24 hours. The risk of a heart attack or stroke is highest first thing in the morning, while the heart and lungs work at their peak in mid-afternoon.
A government-ordered review of mental health services for children in England has found that thousands of youngsters are not getting the support they need. Inspectors from the Care Quality Commission concluded services were too fragmented and hard to access. The competition watchdog is to investigate websites which allow travellers to search for hotel rooms and book them. The Competition and Markets Authority is to investigate whether people are being misled into choosing an unsuitable room or paying too much. One of its senior directors, Nisha Arora, says she has concerns about some recommendations on the websites.
Those recommendations are influenced not only by the consumer search criteria, but by commercial factors like commission. The sorts of things like 6 other people looking at this now or booked 3 hours ago. We're not sure of the basis of those claims. So what we're going to do is we are requiring companies to give us information about the basis for their practices.
2 Hawaiian yachtswomen and their dogs have been rescued by the United States Navy after being lost at sea for 5 months. They survived thanks to a water purifier and a store of dried food. And the weather, after a chilly start, it should be a dry and mainly sunny day across most of the UK. And that's the BBC News at 9:03. Our next at 10.
All right, best of order, Sportsman is in the house. Vassos, over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Chris. So our traditional Friday morning weekend sports preview. Now, there is football this weekend, but it kind of takes a back seat to the F1, the boxing, and first, because it starts in less than an hour, the Rugby League World Cup. It's Australia against England at 10 a.m. our time in Melbourne. The last time England beat the Aussies, would you believe, is 22 years ago when the captain was Dennis Betts, who's the current assistant coach.
You want to put yourself on a stage against the best and you want to perform, and that's our task now. Our task is that we're excited. We've got a mix of some world-class players. We know we've got the ability. Have we got the game to bring against Australia? If they're playing at their best and we're playing at our best, it's going to be a fantastic competition.
OK, from Melbourne to Mexico, where Lewis Hamilton will probably be crowned Formula One world champion for the remarkable, really, 4th time. To be confirmed champ, Lewis only needs to finish 5th.
I want to win it the right way. I have no desire to finish 5th and win the World Championship while someone else stands on the top of the step. They always say you're only as good as your last race, so every single race I want to continue to show what I'm capable of, and the goal to be standing on the top step this weekend, having won the championship.
Next stop, Cardiff, the boxing. Anthony Joshua up against Carlos Takam. Now, I'm going to replay a clip because I've not heard anything, basically, that looks ahead to the fight better than this from Steve Bunce. And as he told us on Tuesday, the first few rounds could be hairy.
If and when Joshua gets to him in 5, 6 or 7 rounds, it's very likely there would have been an almighty struggle, because Joshua's got a gene in him. He's got one defective gene. He likes to fight too much. He loves these long drawn out sucker punch, lunatic, heavy. That's his one defective gene, is he might like slugging too much. Hey, what a beautiful problem.
The football this weekend, I think the highlight is England-Spain in the Under-17 World Cup final. The original mountain marathon turns 50 this weekend in the Lake District, and there's Wales Rally GB.
Thank you, Vess.
Online, on digital radio, and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2.
Next questions from our guests to our guests. Well, I say next. That's just to keep them on their toes. Ashley after Morrissey and spend the day in bed. 9:05, BBC Radio 2, Friday morning. All the guests, live music from the Stereophonics.
Spent the day in bed. Very happy I did. Yes, I spent the day in bed. As the work
type, but I love my bed. And I recommend that you stop watching the news, because the news contrives to frighten you, to make you feel small and alone, to make you feel that your mind isn't your own. I spent the day in bed. It's a consolation when all my dreams are perfectly legal in sheets for which I paid. I am now late and I recommend to all of my friends that they stop watching the news, because the news contrives to frighten you, to make you feel small and alone, to make you feel that your mind isn't your own. Oh, time, do as I wish. Time, do as I wish. Oh, time, do as I wish. Time, do as I wish. Oh, time, do as I wish. Time, do as I wish. Oh, time, do as I wish. Do as I wish. I spent the day in bed. You can please yourself, but I spent the day in bed. Pillows are like pillars, life ends in death. So there's nothing wrong with being good to yourself. Be good to yourself for once, and no bus, no rain, no train, no bus, no boss, no rain, no train, no bus, no boss, no rain, no train, no emasculation.
Morrissey spent the day in bed. Listen to the news, because the news is contrived to frighten you. Oh, baby. I do like it. No, I do. I like it. I love it. With us today on the radio, we have Sir David Jason. His brand new book, Only Feels and Stories, which is a properly good read. I promise you read it last night. Very, very good read. Is out now. We have Major Tim Peake, who is an astronaut, an actual astronaut. His book called Ask an Astronaut is also out now. Daisy Lowe's here. Daisy does a brand new podcast, which we'll talk more about in a second or two. And Stereophonics here. Their brand new album is out when? Today! Sorry, when is it out? Today! Have you heard they're going to America soon? I know. Well, you can't stop these kids. You can't stop them. Now, can I just say, you two, Tim and Sir David, that out of all the guests we've ever had on who've had books out, and sometimes we have, 2 or 3 people on the same show that have had books out, these are my favourite 2 on the same show. So I don't know if that matters, but congratulations. They're both lovely reads. They're good, and they're these pick up and put down books because they're compartmentalised because of all the individual stories. Sir David's book, absolutely fascinating. What I love about what you've said in the last hour, Sir David, is A, all of it, B, particularly, I love the fact that you miss being around Only Fools and Horses so much. I love that. So, was it the craft? Was it the camaraderie? Was it the scripts? Was it the success? What was it? The whole thing? Because was that your life then? Do you miss that aspect, that bit of your life?
Yeah, I think that you've covered it all in that. I think that the main thing about it is that you go in on a Monday morning and you're looking forward to picking up the script, which is a really exciting adventure, because as you turn the page, it's humour, it's coming off the page, it's fun, it's a way of starting your week already, and that I really miss that. That
because it was gold, wasn't it? That was
exactly
gold.
Yeah, it was. Who else could say you arrive Monday morning and and that is your future week is going to be even richer than what you're doing on a Monday morning. How many people can say that? And that was the richness of the joy, the pleasure of the whole experience. And it wasn't just me. We had a family, and all of the people that were involved. You've got you know, the backstage crew, you've got the props, you've got the director, you've got all of the other actors as well, all joining in the fun, and they were really looking forward. And the other actors, which I just mentioned, is that they would all sit round while you're rehearsing, watching it. We all watched each other just to see what the others are going to do. The pleasure of it, not in any jealous way, but to see what they're going to do to amuse us. And that was the pleasure, the great joy, and that's what I miss, really.
Now we get it. Okay, so Tim's book, Ask an Astronaut. We thought we'd just all do that for a bit. So Kelly, have you got a question for the astronaut that's in this room with us now?
Well, Jamie typed out about 15. So one of the points, Jamie, we wanted to ask: was there something that you did that went wrong, and it was the scariest time up there?
Yes, yeah.
And your
Well,
fault.
what went wrong? Yeah, what went wrong was the scariest time up there, actually. Yeah. So we were docking to the space station. It should be an automatic process. Excuse me. And the Soyuz got to about 17 meters from the space station, and one of the thruster sensors failed. So it automatically aborted the docking, and the Soyuz was sent about 90 meters back out into space. So several alarms are going off in the spacecraft at this point. We're trying to work out what's gone wrong. Yuri had to take manual control of the spacecraft. He's the Russian commander in the center seat, the only one who can fly it, the only one who has the controls. So he got control of the spacecraft. But the problem was that we were going from day to night. So the sun was really low in the horizon behind us, and the whole space station was like one big mirror reflecting all this sunlight straight back into all our sensors, into Yuri's periscope. So he really couldn't see a thing, and was trying to dock the Soyuz, and we yawed about 45 degrees off. We were drifting back down the space station. It was completely, a bad approach, wrong approach. But thankfully, Yuri had the expertise to recognise the situation, backed off, and then brought it back in for a textbook docking.
So what could have happened?
We could have hit the space station. Had that happened, we could have done, untold damage to either the space station or the Soyuz. This actually happened to the Mir space station. They were trying to dock a Progress vehicle, and it crashed with the Mir space station. They ended up depressurizing an entire module. They nearly lost the space station.
Thank God to Yuri then.
Yeah.
Yuri's the man.
Yuri was the hero of the day. He's
Where's Yuri's book?
Yuri was on his.
How soon?
Don't worry about
little
it.
and often, Kelly. Little and often.
I'm backing off that.
But always absolute platinum when it arrives. So, David, do you have a question for the astronaut in the house?
Yes, right. Well, I can't beat that one, but that was a really interesting anecdote. But tell us now the future of the space station. From the space station, where do we go from here, do you think?
Where do we go? Yeah, that's a great question. And we're building the stuff right now that's going to take us beyond the space station. So we're going back to the moon, certainly in cislunar orbit. So we're going to build what's called a deep space gateway, which is a mini space station going around the moon. But it's going to have a propulsion unit, which means it can change its orbit. The great thing about that is that it can support lunar surface operations, and it can also support Mars transportation orbits. So this is the stepping stone to take us onto Mars.
So Mars is the next frontier. Is that accepted now?
Yes, it is. It is, but we've also accepted that Moon is probably the stepping stone to Mars.
All right, okay. Daisy?
I would love to know, Sir Tim Peake, can you pinpoint your favourite space adventure, and what would it be?
Favourite space adventure has to be the spacewalk. It was just absolutely incredible. I mean,
4.5 hours.
It's like, going into the space station, looking down on Earth is one thing. Going outside the space station and with just that visor there, looking down on the planet is another order of magnitude. It's crazy. And we had this brilliant moment where we got to, Tim Coper and myself, we got to the furthest edge of the space station. We had to replace this like a circuit breaker box, and we had to wait for the sun to go down before we could touch it, because it's just live electricity coming from the solar panel. And we got there early, so mission control said, guys, hang out for 10 minutes. And I don't I don't think anybody has ever just been told to hang out for 10 minutes on a space rock. It was absolutely incredible.
Great. And the reason the sun's up and down all the time, because there's a sunset and sunrise 16 times a day, is that right?
Yeah, every 45 minutes we have a sunrise and sunset. Every 45 minutes. Yeah.
What do you think of today? Oh, don't worry, there'll be another one. Have a nice day. You have a nice day. Have a nice day. Have a nice day. Stop saying have a nice day, for heaven's sake. Have a nice day. How about Dakota now for us, please? Stereophonics, here we go. Dakota. Yeah.
Laying back, head on the grass, chewing gum, having some laughs. Yeah, having some laughs. You made me feel like the one. You made me feel like the one. The one. You made me feel like the one. You made me feel like the one. The one. Drinking back, drinking for two. Drinking with you when drinking was new. Sleeping in the back of my car, never went far. We didn't need to go far. You made me feel like the one. You made me feel like the one. The one. You made me feel like the one. You made me feel like the one. The one. I don't know where we are going now. I don't know where we are going now. Wake up call, coffee and juice. Remembering you. What happened to you? I wonder if we'll meet again. Talk about life since then. Talk about why did it end. You made me feel like the one. You made me feel like the one. The one. You made me feel like the one. You made me feel like the one. The one. I don't know where we are going now. I don't know where we are going now. So take a look at me now. So take a look at me now. So take a look at me now. Take a look at me now. Take a look at me
Seriously, as good as it gets. You lot should be embarrassed about how good you are. Seriously. Kelly, you're getting better.
Well, I'm trying, Chris.
Shouldn't be allowed. And the rest of the band. Can we hear it for the rest of the band? Tony Kirk on keyboards. We've got Jamie Morrison on cajon and percussion. We've got Adam Zindani on guitar and vocals. We've got Richard Jones on bass. Hey! I love the fact Kelly cheers his band. It's great. Stereophonics album Scream Above the Sounds is released when? Today! They're going to the US, have you heard? I know, isn't it crazy?
Hi, I'm Craig Charles and I want to personally invite you to a funky and soulful rendezvous I host right here on BBC Radio 2. The ultimate Saturday night party. The Craig Charles House Party is where I get to play my favourite funk and soul tracks. You lucky people. I also have a few popular friends you might know pass through and join in on all the fun and show off their party tricks. I'll dig out a few party games we can play together. Come along and find out what that's all about.
Craig Charles.
No need to RSVP and bring some family and friends too. Listen, if it feels like funk and sounds like soul, then it can only be the Craig Charles House Party. Funky. Every Saturday night from 10, right here on
BBC Radio 2.
All right, in the house now, praise silence for the Reverend Richard Coles. Good morning, Richard.
Morning. Isn't it lovely to hear a bit of the old Welsh rock of the morning? I do love that. It's a whole thing, isn't it? The Welsh rock thing. I love that.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So we have a fellow ex-Strictly contender here.
I know. Hello, Daisy.
Hello,
You did last a
darling.
lot longer than I did, though, didn't
Not much. You did brilliantly.
Well, that's
I
kind.
loved watching you
you?
dance.
Short but sweet. But you were Aliash's partner,
Yeah,
weren't you?
very luckily, yes.
We love Aliash.
We
Yeah,
do.
I held
Is
out.
Aliash our favourite? I mean, Kevin's our in-house
Kevin's
favourite.
are also my favourite.
Kevin's our in-house favourite because he comes and works with us and does lots for Children Need along with Karen.
Also,
But-
he's from Grimsby.
Yeah, so we have to bracket him.
Yeah.
Okay, but Aliash has never been in here, so we are impartial towards Aliash. Yet we love him, we adore him. We have real love for that guy. All right, today's what's thought, please.
Thank you very much. Now, once or twice, unusually perhaps for a country parson, I've accidentally walked into a revolution. The last time was in Cairo in 2011, where I'd gone to look at ancient Egyptian tomb burials in the Saqqara necropolis, but arrived during the protests following the overthrow of President Mubarak and his replacement by the Muslim Brotherhood's Mohammed Morsi. It was a time of great tension. There were police and soldiers and armoured cars everywhere, which did nothing for tourism. Upside, we got a suite at a 5-star hotel for the cost of a B&B in Hunstanton. Its beguiling luxury in contrast with the aggro in the streets. It was also Ramadan, the Muslim time of fasting, so the city was eerily quiet as we travelled around with our local driver and guide. On the first day we stopped for lunch and found ourselves the only diners in a very nice restaurant, so I asked the driver and the guide to join us, but they declined and went to sit outside. Fasting, of course. How insensitive of me. So my colleague and I ate a delicious lunch, looked after by half a dozen over-attentive waiters, and then set off for our afternoon appointments. As we made our way, I asked the driver if he minded sitting out while we ate and drank. He said, "Not at all. You're not obliged to fast, so don't worry about it." I asked him how he would break his own fast at sundown, and he said, "Oh, I'm not fasting. I'm a Christian, not a Muslim." So why did he not join us for lunch? I realised what he was going to say before he said it and blushed the colour of a pomegranate. "I prefer not to eat while my Muslim colleague fasts," he said. In this Faith in the World week on Radio 2, we're asking, who is my neighbour? I like to think it's not only defined by proximity or race or creed or commitment of any kind. It is everyone. And shame on me, to everyone, I owe the same courtesy, consideration and care the driver showed the guide. Peace be with you. No lunch for me today.
Here, here. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Here's Lynn. How beautiful.
Thank you, M6. Couple of lanes still closed southbound at Junction 23. Haydock. Tailback to Junction 26, the M58. Got a breakdown on the M1 if you're travelling south after Junction 35, Chapeltown. An accident on the M1 northbound at Nottingham 25 to 26, one lane closed. And it's still busy on the M11 if you're travelling north, just past Junction 8, Stansted Airport. The accident which caused the problem has been recovered. I'm back with more in 25 minutes.
All right, God bless you, Lynn. Thank you so much. Thank you to the team for another wonderful week on the radio. Thank you to all our guests today, especially Major Tim Peake. Let's hear it for Tim Peake, everyone. So, David, what is Tim up to, please?
Major Tim Peake's book, Ask an Astronaut, is out now.
All right. Thank you to Sir David Jason. The legend that is Sir DJ Daisy. What is David up to?
Sir David Jason's book, Only Fools and Stories, is out now.
All right, thank you very much indeed. Daisy Lowe's been here.
Yeah.
Lovely to see you, Daisy. Kelly Jones, what is Daisy up to?
You can download Daisy's podcast from iTunes, SoundCloud, or podcast app.
All right, thank you very much indeed. But the boys who worked the hardest this morning and deserve the biggest round of applause. Stereophonics, everyone. Major Tim Peake, what are the Stereophonics up to?
Stereophonics' brilliant album, Scream Above the Sounds, is released when? Today! Thank you. The band's UK tour starts in Aberdeen on Friday, the 23rd of February 2018.
You know, you're far too sharp for your own good sometimes, aren't you? Just saying. Chaise long, Chateauneuf de Pape.
Yeah.
Wind your neck in. So, David, you've had these amazing characters. You've been a good picker of characters, haven't you? You've chosen well. You've been blessed with what you've been given, but you've chosen well. Is there another one on the horizon? Do we have another one still to come?
It's a major question. Yes, I hope so. I'd like to think so. We're doing open repeat of Open All Hours at the moment.
Which we love.
Yeah, that'll come out at Christmas time. But yeah, let's hope so.
Is there one on your radar that you might be able to tell us about? Or?
No, I wish there was. No. no. But I tell you what, one thing that is coming that's very interesting. I did a documentary about spies, and that's coming out the end of the year, a doco. And the most fascinating thing about spies was it's ordinary people are the best spies, not but the James Bond type of spy.
Yeah.
It's the little old ladies who sit there. And one of the fascinating things is absolutely a true story that in the First World War, the little old ladies were sitting by the railway tracks and watching the trains go past full of Germans, depending upon what they had, whether it was tanks or soldiers or whatever. They were knitting, and they would drop a stitch for every train that went past full of troops. The sock that they were knitting was sent to the British. The British would reinterpret it.
Amazing. What a story.
Yeah.
All right. So, David, lovely to see you.
Pleasure. Thank you, Chris.
Good luck to you and your family, and thanks for being here again. You're always
Thank you,
welcome.
Chris. Thank you very much. It's
All
been
right.
a pleasure.
Stereo Funny, she's going to play us out with a bit of Van Morrison.
We can do Brown Eyed Girl.
Nothing wrong with that on a Friday.
Everybody
Here we
can
go.
do these
Yeah.
shallows.
Yeah, well, you try and stop us, Kelly. You try and stop us.
Am I starting this? 1, 2, 3.
Hey, where did we go? The days when the rain came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with all my heart's a thumping and you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Whatever happened to Tuesday so-so? Going down in the old mine with my transistor radio, slipping and sliding high behind the rainbow's wall, slipping and a sliding again behind the stadium with you, brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la So hard to find my way. Now that I'm all on my own, I saw you just the other day. Oh, how you have grown. I cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome by thinking about it. Making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you.
Christmas! Ho, 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 ho! Now, here's Mummy Claus.
Is that me?
Yes, of course it's you.
Morning!
With bells on.
Mummy Claus at your service.
She's into superstitions, black cats and voodoo dolls. I feel a premonition, that girl's gonna make me fall. She's into new sensations, new kicks in the candlelight. She's got new addictions for every day and night. She'll make you take your clothes off and go dancing in the rain. She'll make you live her crazy life, or she'll take away your pain like a bullet to your brain. Upside, inside out, she's living la vida loca. She'll push and pull you down, living la vida loca. Her lips are devil red and her skin's the color mocha. She will wear you out, living la vida loca, living la vida loca. She's living la vida loca. Woke up in New York City in a funky